I'm a fish boy who skates for Team X Blades with a leprechaun who plays basketball. Come to my smart house, meet my alien sister. Don't come hungry, because I'll bet my mom can't cook.
Hello and welcome to Mom Can't Cook, a DCOM podcast. I am one of your hosts, Luke Westaway.
And I'm the other host, Andy Farron. Welcome to the show. Luke, just before we get started, I just talk to you off mic for a second.
Yeah, sure.
I think,
Go on. What is it?
We should probably talk before we start the podcast every time we do this. And there's it seems like I've got something to tell you. But okay, fine.
We always have something to tell each other, don't we?
Yeah, I know, it's weird. But anyway, so it's not important, but on the way to the studio today, I did die.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Yeah, I was. That's okay. It's fine. I was hit by a truck. It was a big,
okay.
That big truck that drives around the block and it just sort of honks its horn, but it never slows down.
Yeah, I know the one. Yeah. It got you at last, did it?
Yeah, I was carrying a big bouquet of flowers and a load of boxes, and they all went flying symbolically into the air, and everyone saw that instead of my body being mangled. So it's still okay to see.
Oh well, that's all right then. Yeah. Did you? Okay, so you were able to continue? You were able to keep doing the podcast?
So I was sent to the afterlife, but I ended up in limbo.
Oh.
And they said that I couldn't go to heaven or hell. I had to sort of complete like a limbo punishment,
right?
To atone for my sins in life. You know the ones.
Oh, I know the ones. Yeah. So I'm glad they caught them. Frankly, that's good.
Yeah. Well, as punishment for my life sins, I have to apparently recap terrible Kirstie Alley movies.
Oh my God, that's awful. Yeah,
jokes on them. I was going to do that anyway.
Oh,
so yeah,
take that, the Christian God and devil.
Take that, eternal judgment. Yeah, so I'm here to do today's movie, which is 1997's Toothless, starring Kirstie Alley.
Okay, it's a funny story. I died on the way to the studio as well.
Oh, was it the truck? Was it the honking?
Yeah,
truck?
I was driving the truck.
Oh, you were driving.
Yeah, I was driving. So I was driving the truck, looking for Andy's to absolutely demolish with my truck.
To just pancake.
Saw one bagged one, but some of his bones or something got all caught up in the wheel arch, and anyway, I lost control of the truck and it went into a lake and
crashed into three more Andys and then a lake.
Yeah, I crashed into three more Andys on the way for an incredible combo. But then went into the lake, and I was told that I similarly have to do limbo community service.
Oh, okay. So you're going to be recapping this Kirstie Alley movie with me. That's good.
No, they told me I have to be the Babadook.
Oh.
They told me I have to be the new Babadook.
Oh. That's worse.
So yeah. So after this, I've got to go and sit in a book and wait for a child and their mother to read me, and then I'll sort of become a sinister manifestation of their
grief,
their anxieties, and their grief,
Okay, all right. Well, you've got time though to go through Toothless, right? Before you have to do that.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't take long to be the Babadook. It's a kid's book. You can flip through it in like 5 seconds.
That's true. You mostly Babadook at night as well. It's kind of an evening. It leaves your days free for whatever you want. Yes, that's great. It's great. You can set your own hours as a Babadook.
You can, and I get to work a lot with families, which is so nice. God, they say the darndest things.
Yeah, like it's a Babadook, and
exactly. I was working with one just this morning, and oh God, what did they come out with? What did they say? They said, "Oh Christ, oh no, it's a Babadook. Help me, mummy."
Yeah,
and I was busting up over that. I could barely do my job, which was to sort of hang from the ceiling.
They said, Please help me. It's the Babablook. And I was like, it's not Babablook, you idiot child. They say such funny things.
I wish I'd been recording it on my phone. Yeah. But we're not supposed to get our phones out because it makes us look less like the Babadook.
Yeah, you just got to be all sort of hunched. And do you have to bring your own top hat, or do they provide that?
No, they provide it. You can get it in costume. It's fine.
Oh,
that's
in wardrobe.
That bit's fine. Yeah, but there's no pockets in the coat on purpose so that Babadooks can't go on their phone.
Phone out. Yeah.
They had too many situations where people were being haunted by the Babadook, and they would look over to a mysterious shadow in the corner, and it would be a Babadook sort of on its phone,
scrolling on its. Yeah.
Yeah. Then it would notice it had been observed, drop its phone in panic, and start the Babadook routine.
But it's sort of lost a bit of its power at that point.
Undercut the whole thing. Yeah, it has. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's been scrolling memes in the corner.
Yeah, so I'm not allowed my phone when I Babadook, in conclusion. Oh, that was good. There's probably no time to talk about Toothless, is there?
There probably isn't. No. Well, actually, no. There probably is, because this is about 30 minutes of plot stretched over a 90-minute film.
This movie is so unbelievably low effort. Do I want to say effort? Energy maybe is a better word. Like it's so slow and tiring and tiresome and tired. The whole film feels like you just sort of like shook it awake and were like, be a film
on a Sunday afternoon, and like, you said you'd have a film for me by the end of the weekend, and it's like a tired parent who's promised their child something. It's like, okay, here we go. No. It's wild to me, because the filmmaking process, the trying to get a film made is notoriously difficult, and so many people want to do it.
Yep.
Douglas Adams, the author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy films, he described the difficulty of getting a movie made as like trying to cook a steak by having a succession of people come into the room and breathe on it, right?
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
It's so hard to get a film made. And that's Douglas Adams, huge IP, Hitchhiker's Guide. Yeah. These people who made Toothless, they were given a film and they didn't have an idea or a film. And it feels like the whole thing feels like them sort of like, don't let on that we don't have a film. Just keep shooting things. Yeah. And once we get to 90 minutes, that counts as a film. But none of it feels like intentional or directed. It's just a succession of boring scenes that don't go anywhere.
The other thing is, I have to say, obviously, Kirstie Alley, a respected actor.
The cast is good. Vanessa Redgrave is in this film.
But I don't think Kirstie Alley wants to be here. Or possibly she's been told by a director that it would be absolutely on-screen dynamite if instead of doing anything, she just sort of went ba 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 da ba 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 ba.
Just over and over again
for like 45 second stretches at a time, and I'm not like, folks, we're not joking. Kirstie Alley does that so maybe a dozen times in this film. She'll go like ba 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 da da ba 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 da da, while everyone else stands silently watching.
Not reacting. So they can hit that 90 minutes when it becomes legally a film.
And that's 90. That's 90, a film. Well done, everyone.
The end. Roll credits. It's 1997, this film, right? Which is I think the height of that disaffected Gen X, like too bored, too sarcastic for any of this kind of attitude.
Yes,
and I think there's a lot of that in this film. It's like, isn't the premise of this film stupid? Isn't acting stupid? Isn't directing scenes properly so they end at the right time stupid and boring?
You're right, actually. The whole thing is made with a kind of cynicism, like it hates that it's a family film.
Yeah.
And it hates films, and that's
sneering at its own premise. Like,
yes, it's like oh god, imagine a film about a dentist becoming the tooth fairy.
Imagine if this film was real.
God. Imagine if this film was real. God, it would probably do this, wouldn't it?
Probably do this. The Disney Channel would have to pay us for it.
Yeah, it'd probably be like,
they are.
Oh, I'm too busy with my career to be a tooth fairy. Oh no, wait! I've discovered love. And then that is the exact performance that
Kirstie
Alley is doing.
It's like a sarcastic mocking of the sort of performance she imagines would be in this film.
It's like they expected it not to get aired. Like they'd heard early doors it was some kind of sophisticated tax write-off for ABC and Disney,
or something that they would show at like the Christmas party, just for the employees of the Disney Channel to sort of laugh at.
Yeah. Sort of roast of their own process.
Yeah, so interesting.
Yes, it is an interesting film. It is a very, very bad one. A very bad one. But we'll do our best.
The weird thing is, you look at like online reviews for this and people seem to really like it. I was like, I'm sure I'll find some bad reviews of this online, but it was all people going, oh, this is such a fun and cute movie.
Okay, it isn't. The kindest thing I can say about this film is that I think this is one of a number of movies, some of which we've already covered, that has essentially been blighted by the existence in the 90s of on-screen talents like Robin Williams and Jim Carrey, who would do family movies. You know, I'm talking your Mrs. Doubtfires, I'm talking your Ace...
Your Grinches.
your Grinches and your Ace Venturas and stuff, and they would clearly be sort of left to improvise and do their own kind of wacky brand of comedy. And those sorts of movies are big hits, big, like where you get like a comic actor in the central role and just let them sort of run with it.
Yeah.
Just let them freaking riff. What was the My Date with the President's Son?
My presidential son. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? First Kid.
With Sinbad.
First Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Sinbad had a similar sort
First
of
boy.
First boy. Yeah, the first boy ever. Boitus. Boy of the United States.
Yeah, and they were like, all right, and the dialogue has been delivered. Now, Sinbad, take us out with 15 to 30 seconds of tight classic improv.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, whoa, what's with this boy?
And what's this next to me? A fruit stand. Oh God, I should eat some more oranges. I gotta get that vitamin C. So it's kind of got that, but like it really seems like they've given Kirstie Alley just absolutely nothing, which is why a lot of scenes end with her going Bob.
Yeah.
Bob.
Well, a lot of her scenes are shot in a featureless desert, which is hard to improv around.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
All right, let's get into the recap. Let's hit the trailer, and then we can start talking about it.
From Walt Disney Home Video, some people go straight to heaven. Others need more time to earn their wings.
So give me a second chance.
I'm the Tooth Fairy.
Platinum wing.
Kirstie Alley,
Suppose you'll cover stopping in your next lesson?
a modern-day fairy tale with bite. Toothless, available to own on video spring 1998.
So we open on a suburban street and some licensed music. Whoa.
Yeah, Sugar by the Archies.
Sugar. Yeah.
You see, because sugar's bad for your teeth and she's a dentist, it's good.
Exactly. It's all coming together already. We see a suburban house. It's on a cozy, affluent street, and the voiceover comes in. I come from a long line of dentists. This is our hero, Katherine, played by Kirstie Alley. She tells us in VO that her great-grandpa was honoured by Lincoln for pulling out more molars than any dentist in the Union Army.
Yeah, good to specify that he wasn't a Confederate dentist, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose, yes. I think that's probably why they probably put that line in there for exactly that reason, right? I mean, not that if they hadn't mentioned it, people would be thinking, oh, long line, eh?
Yeah.
Did it stretch back to the Civil War?
Proud tradition of Confederate dentistry.
And I will say, though, I mean, look, I didn't run the Union Army, but I don't know if it's a good idea to encourage a competition of how many teeth can you pull among the medics of the army.
Seems like there would be a specific outcome from that, and that's not that's not good.
Yeah, Lincoln will honour the one who gets the most teeth out of our troops.
Get the Congressional Medal of Molars. Her father reminded her of this every day until the day he died, which was a year ago today, she said.
Yes.
He would sort of shake her awake in the middle of the night and go, your grandfather was honoured by Lincoln.
Grandfather was honoured by Lincoln. Running out of a house, we see our hero, Katherine, and she runs up to a little girl on the porch. Wait, no, hang on. Did you get confused by this?
I did. This is a flashback.
Yes.
So this is, I think, like supposed to be the 1960s.
Yep. Now, it's absolutely fine to do a flashback, obviously. It's no problem. Except the voiceover says, my dad loved to remind me of it every day until the day he died 1 year ago today.
Yeah.
So she says 1 year ago today. And what we're looking at is a woman and a little girl. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
The granddad, this little girl's granddad died a year ago.
Yes.
But actually, this is a flashback.
Yeah, but she's talking about the events of the flashback in the present tense.
Yes, she is. And the flashback that we're seeing is the 1 year anniversary of the little girl's dad's death, and the little girl is going to grow up to be Kirstie Alley, aka Dr. Katherine Lewis.
We are 10 seconds into this movie.
We are it's such a mess. Okay. And the woman is her mum. She doesn't want little Katherine to feel bad about the anniversary of her dad's death, so she's arranged a special treat, a visit to the dentist.
Yeah, she says, Mummy, does Daddy know he died today? Which is
again,
that's some Babadook stuff right there.
Yeah, also, today, it's the year anniversary. Can we please get these timelines
straight, please?
Can we please
Katherine,
keep this line
I'm begging
straight?
You.
Yeah. Mum says, I'm sure he does, sweetheart. And we cut to the dentist because her dad was a dentist and she comes from a long line of Union Lincoln dentists. Little Katherine is an absolute sicko for dentistry.
Yeah.
She's at the dentist and the dentist tells her that it's another perfect checkup. And she's like, are you sure? She wants to extend the appointment so she can spend more time with a man probing her teeth.
Yeah, Mum says that she had her heart set on a root canal. And Katherine is like, yes, the nerve in my upper bicuspid is completely shot. Please do invasive dental work on me. It's a thing.
Please, please. And everyone looks at this as if it's nice.
Yeah.
And a sort of cute thing.
She asked for a gum retractor for her birthday, which I don't know what that is, but that sounds horrifying.
Sounds horrible. I guess you'll be retracting the gums on her shaving Ken. Yeah.
Gum retracting Ken is what she asked for Christmas.
You press a button on the back and
his gums shoot up into his head, leaving his exposed teeth. His pitiless gnashing teeth. For some reason, gum retracting Ken wasn't a big hit.
Wasn't a big hit. Except with little Katherine, who loves dentistry so much.
Yeah.
She says she's got a tooth ready to come out. The dentist tells her to put it under her pillow for the tooth fairy. And then he activates an enormous dentist drill, and little Katherine goes, it's like music, isn't it?
Yeah. This is a thing, right? There are people who get addicted to surgery and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it normally happens like age 6.
Age 6 and to dental work, but it's clear that something's not right with Katherine.
Yeah, it's clear that something's up. Mum is overwhelmed with grief and probably thinking, oh no, I have to raise this little weird kid who just wants to have her teeth smashed.
Yeah, surgery addicted child.
Yeah, and she has to leave. And we smoothly cut to modern day, and now it's Kirstie Alley in her dentist's studio.
Yes, Katherine has become a dentist. She's also become Kirstie Alley from Cheers. She sees her patient, a small girl called Molly. Are you ready to take a ride in my big white chair? She says, and Molly screams and runs away. So the previous doctor, the dentist who was treating her before, was called Dr. Green. And she said, after Dr. Green died, I took over his practice. I'm a success story. I own a business. I own a house. I'm not in a relationship, and I'm okay with that.
Okay, so it'll be useful for you to know, listener, that at the start of the film, that's Katherine's position. She's happy with her life.
Yeah.
She has a job that she loves. She has, she owns a business, and she's not in a relationship, and she likes it.
Yeah.
Now, is the film going to let her get away with that?
Oh, my God. I hope not. What kind of message would that send to our 30-something women?
Exactly. So we cut to an appointment. This is for a grown man. He's sort of wriggling and panicking in the chair. Katherine forcibly is like jamming little things in his mouth.
Yeah.
We get like a quick fire montage of her dentistry and her career and her life to get a picture of it. Well, her next dentist asks her out on a date and she shuts him up by ramming tools in his mouth.
Yeah. He then spits on her feet.
And she's like, oh no.
Yeah.
No, we haven't started the bub yet.
Later on, she's at a sushi restaurant with a girlfriend. Her friend says that their lives are pathetic. Katherine, she says, it's time for an intervention. You have to do something to change your life. No, says Katherine.
My life is good.
Her friend says, listen, I'm working, I'm married, I'm happy. You're not. She just said she was.
Yeah, but she's not married. A handsome man sits down next to Katherine. He orders a pitcher of beer for him and his buddies. Katherine swivels round to him and says, oh, hi. But he says that he's here to do a kick-off to his bachelor party.
Oh,
figures.
Ultimate
How hard
disgrace.
is it to find a man in this damn town, the movie asks kids to understand.
Yeah, her friend says, Mindy is her name.
Yeah.
Places like this are just like the mall, she says. You see something you like, you go over there, but someone else just bought the last one. My notes say this has never happened to me and is not really how the mall works.
No, also, if you've seen the thing you like, then someone must have got the last one in the time it takes you to walk over to it.
Over there. The good thing about the mall is that it contains shops that have many of the same item.
Yeah, so many of the same item. That's kind of the idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you go there and leave a satisfied consumer. I don't know. Maybe things were different in 1997. Maybe there was a big gum retracting Ken shortage and no one could get what they wanted from within the mall.
Mindy says, when was the last time you had a date with a human? And Katherine says, a guy asked me out this afternoon. Let's put it this way. He won't be kissing ever again. Brackets, exclamation mark.
Yeah, right. right. I don't think he'll be kissing ever again. I broke his mouth up so bad he can't kiss anymore.
I took off his lips and retracted his gums.
So what, I mean, I guess the easiest way mechanically to kiss is to close your mouth and touch your lips to another
mash
person.
Lips together. So I guess he hasn't got any lips anymore.
He must not have any lips. Or he's got lips but he can't close his mouth.
That's true.
Maybe the gum retractor is now like a permanent part
Maybe
of his...
it's a gum elongator now.
Yeah.
You can turn it the other way. He's
long.
3 feet long, flapping out of his mouth.
It makes it impossible to eat and breathe.
It's like a mind flare.
So they argue for ages. They argue for absolutely ages about how pathetically unmarried she is. Mm-hmm. We learn that Katherine is a baseball fan, which is not going to be important in the slightest.
Yeah.
But Mindy says that's what you like baseball because it lets you feel like you're part of something without having to make a commitment. Mm-hmm. This is her best friend, bear in mind.
Yeah, her best and only friend.
Talking to Katherine, who's happy and seems happy. Mindy warns her that if she doesn't make an effort in the relationship department, she will be alone forever. And the half-opacity face of Walt Disney appears on screen and urges women to stop working.
Stop being dentists, women.
Stop working, women. Marry.
Marry now. Any man.
Marry
them.
Find a man and have more American babies.
Reproduce. Create American workers.
Create American children who will go to Disneyland. Create more suburban children for Disneyland.
For the Disney Channel. Yes. Make them watch Brink.
I don't know. Is it a good idea to make a Disney Channel? Do we really have all that programming? It's going to be expensive. And but think about the long-term effects. We'll tell everyone to have children and send them to Disneyland. It will be good for the parks in the long run. It may take decades.
So Mindy basically harasses Katherine all throughout this sushi dinner date. Later, Katherine goes home, having been berated for hours by Mindy, and her phone rings. The answer phone picks it up, and it's Mindy saying, "Why are you married yet? Why aren't you married?"
Did you get married on the way home? If not, why not?
Yeah. She's like, I bet you're eating popcorn or folding your laundry or getting a stack of videos. And we see that Katherine has all three in front of her.
Oh, dear.
Like a pathetic loser. Later, she arrives at her office. Her receptionist met her boyfriend's mother last night and hated her. Katherine is unaware of any of the details of this woman's life.
Yep.
Because she's not interested in anything but teeth and not being married.
Yeah, she's so madly keen on oral biology and not reproducing to make children for Disneyland.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright just called. He cancelled, says the receptionist meaningfully. And she's like, oh, good. That means I can rush to the bank and cash some checks because as an unmarried professional, I have an awful lot of disposable income that I enjoy saving and spending.
Yeah.
And the film is like, my God.
The full opacity face of Walt Disney appears.
He roars like a dragon.
Like a wounded animal.
It hurts him. It hurts Walt Disney.
The women are earning their own money. Share a bank account with your husband, women.
Put him in control of the finances, women. He's more likely to make impulse purchases like trips to Disneyland.
He will be given an allowance. So she walks to the bank. A cyclist approaches her. Mindy yells to Katherine from across the street, like, hey, are you married?
Hey, get married!
Hey, you're not going to get married at the bank, Katherine.
Don't go to the bank. You're unlikely to marry there. Go to the church. See if anyone's dropped out of a wedding. See if there's a jilting you can jump in on.
You can jump in on. So Katherine spins around, distracted by Mindy. But this cyclist approaching Katherine is distracted by something himself. He's riding straight towards her. Then a car appears.
Yep.
Out of nowhere.
Yep.
Starts honking. Katherine is practically on the pavement at this point, so you think she'd be okay, but no, it all goes white suddenly, and I guess she's dead.
Yes.
And has been crushed.
The edit of her being killed is hilariously stretched out. Mm-hmm. It's a wonderfully funny edit of everyone in slow-mo reacting. Unintentionally funny, I hasten to add.
Yeah.
I went back and counted. There are 13 shots in this 9-second sequence, and they're all repeated. So it's like, honestly, it's like a Naked Gun bit or something. It's like slow-mo Kirstie Alley being like, cyclist going, car going, Kirstie Alley going,
Mindy going,
and at the end of it, It's so funny. This whole film's on YouTube. Just go watch that bit, maybe.
Yeah.
The whole film fades to white, and then some comical music plays as we see Katherine standing, wearing her pantsuit and shades. There is a deep blue sky above her, and she is stood in the middle of the deserts of America.
Yeah. So this is all filmed in a place called Vasquez Rocks, which is a very famous filming location. You might recognize it as the place from the original Star Trek series, from the episode Arena, where Captain Kirk fights the Gorn.
Yeah! Oh, brilliant. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
The Gorn, famously crappy Gorn. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I was watching Star Trek recently, and there was a whole series where it's like, the Gorn are back.
Oh, my God.
The entire season, they would occasionally find clues, like they'd find a dying person and be like, what happened here? And they'd be like, Gorn! And then they'd expire and stuff. It'd be like, my God. And they'd be like, what's this clue in this crystal? Oh, my word, it points to a trail of destruction that points back to the Gorn system. And they never showed you a Gorn. But yeah, I kept watching that whole season because I was like, I gotta see what the Gorn is.
Right.
And then I kept watching it for ages and ages and ages, and they never showed me a Gorn. I'm like, you've got to show me what you want to do with the Gorn now.
You've got to show me what you think a Gorn looks like now. It's not a guy in a Party City lizard mask.
You know what? I'm putting myself out on my misery. I'm going to look it up now. Well, I'm glad I didn't hang around for that. Yeah. Oh man, it's I don't know, man. That is not the reinterpretation I was hoping for.
I was hoping for full rub of 50s mask ordered out of the back of a comic book.
It just looks like, I mean, I don't know. Look, maybe it's excellent. I haven't seen it, but it's like it just looks like if you were, okay, you're in the late 90s and you've got to make one of those Saturday morning cartoons, but it's based on like an older IP, so you have to make it edgy for the kids.
Oh, go like Extreme Ghostbusters.
It's the Extreme Ghostbusters version of a Gorn. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I guess that's fine if you think that the Ghostbusters are for losers.
For loser babies, and they need to be extreme.
You need an extreme ghost busting.
Yeah.
The ghosts aren't any more extreme. The ghosts aren't like tearing people apart.
No, it's the Ghostbusters themselves. They've all got like earrings and tattoos.
It's unfair to put the same ghosts as before up against more extreme Ghostbusters.
Should be extreme ghosts as well, like the Babadook.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like a Babadook, or like some really, really messed up stuff, like a sort of sky full of evil banshees or something.
Yeah,
but
Nicolas Cage from Longlegs.
Yeah, but it's just the extreme Ghostbusters absolutely taking these normal ghosts apart. Like,
one of them was a goth, I remember.
Killing them
that's
in 1 second. Yeah, that's right. That was pretty extreme.
I noticed, talking of extreme, the lengths we're going to not talk about Toothless.
Not talk about Toothless. Okay.
So this deserty mountainous area that she's in is full of Airstream trailers with titles above them like Judgment and Uniform Pickup and Job Placement and Training and things like that. And and Hellevator says one. There's also one that says Stairway to Heaven. Katherine staggers around.
It's a stair car, like for a plane.
Yeah, like
Arrested Development. A whimsical purgatory.
Katherine staggers around confused. Excuse me, am I supposed to take a number? I'm lost, she says. Name, says Lisa Simpson from The Simpsons.
No way, is it?
Yeah, it's Yardley Smith.
Oh my gosh.
Playing
amazing.
this woman.
That's brilliant.
Katherine explains what happens, and apparently, she says, a bike messenger hit her out into the middle of the street, which is where a car hit her. So, this kind of trick shot, banked shot that happened. A bike rode into her, knocked her out into the middle of the street, and then a car hit her. So she sort of, pinged off one into the other and died of it.
Let's have, listener, we want to play you a clip here, or I do at least. It's to give you the tone of this movie. And also, I think it's very important that you hear the music that is playing, because it never really stops playing for the whole film. And boy, it gets so old.
Oh, no. Oh, yikes. This can't, no. It can't be.
Yes, it can. Katherine Lewis, I have you right here.
No, you can't, don't tell me I'm dead.
Look, I'm sorry. This is obviously a shock to you. Why don't you take a moment? All right, now that we've all had a chance to grieve, occupation, please.
Dentist.
Ivory room, follow the map.
What kind of a ivory room? What is the point? I don't know. What supervisor? Where will I find the supervisor? I don't know where I am. This is all new to me. I've never been dead.
Okay, so some pretty wacky, fast-talking stuff kicking off here in this whimsical purgatory. We cut to Katherine regarding a tiny map of limbo that she was handed. Suddenly a bell rings and an authoritative British woman in a blue boiler suit with a riding crop appears. That's a lot to process thematically.
Yeah.
She looks like a kind of maintenance person, but she's got
She's also got a sort of like Gestapo-y vibe to her.
Yeah, definitely. It's like the announcer in Team Fortress 2 is kind of the sort of energy.
It's Vanessa Redgrave is the actor.
Yeah.
So, obviously from a storied British acting family.
Mm-hmm. She goes, "Hello, I'm Rogers, your supervisor. You're way behind schedule." Mm-hmm. And she starts whipping her with her riding crop.
Sure. We see a suited man being loaded into the Hellevator, which is an old metal cage elevator. A brass band is playing a funeral march. "No, please," he says. "What's happening? I'm sorry. Please, I didn't mean it." And then he is dragged down to eternal torment. And then the music goes all circusy again.
Yeah.
So it's like, "No, please, no!" Boom, 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 Yep.
The funny music starts again to let you know it's fun. We're all having fun.
It's fun that this man is dragged into hell. Yeah. Rogers explains that Katherine is in limbo, a place where people wait to be judged and assigned to heaven or hell, depending on how one chose to spend one's life. But it appears that Katherine has a glaring blemish on her record. That's right, the profession of dentistry.
Now, Katherine is a little surprised to find that being a dentist means you can't go to heaven.
Because Rogers explains that she chose to inflict pain and untold suffering on countless people. I don't know if dentists... I mean, people come to dentists voluntarily because...
Yes.
Their teeth are falling out or decaying and causing them pain already.
And of course dentistry is painful and unpleasant, but we all submit to it, don't we? Because it's considerably less painful and unpleasant than what happens if you don't go to the dentist when there's something wrong with your mouth, which is your whole mouth sort of erupts in septic, fatal...
Decay.
Yeah.
Poisons your blood and you die.
Yeah. I don't like going to the dentist.
No.
Do I think they should be in hell? No. Do I think they should be denied entrance to heaven? Not really.
Oh my God, this man's been shot 3 times. Doctor, we need to get these bullets out. But that would cause some additional pain to him while I do that.
Yeah.
And if I do that, I'll go to hell.
In life, you were a paramedic. You willingly poked your fingers into people's wounds. That must have hurt loads.
Enjoy hell, idiot.
Enjoy hell, you horrible man. Anyway, here comes an influencer. You did nothing but spread joy and brand awareness.
All he did was help brands tell their story. And we're fine with that.
Capacity face of Walt Disney smiles benignly.
Good. Join me in heaven. Why are all those flames around you if you're in heaven? Never you mind the flames.
Never you mind the flames. And he had 3 children and he took them to Disneyland for content.
He bought so much merchandise. So, Katherine, yes, is surprised that her chosen profession of dentistry has damned her to eternal damnation.
Yeah, or at least to limbo.
She says, "Oh, so I've just got to sit around here and wait to be judged?" And then Rogers says, "Oh, you spent your time so preciously on Earth? Fair point. No boyfriend equals wasted life."
Yeah, exactly. Total waste of a life. She's told that while she awaits judgment, she must perform community service, where she will be judged based on her performance and proficiency. And Rogers goes over to a big rack of binders where dentist-related programs are posted. Mm-hmm. One of them is being personal dentist for Genghis Khan.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Do you mean like back in time?
Do you mean
you're going to send a 20th century woman back to the Mongolian steppes?
Or do you mean you're going to heaven or hell, depending on where Genghis Khan...
Why does he need dentistry in heaven?
Oh my God, imagine if you needed a dentist.
I mean, he's not in heaven. So, like, I guess... But if it's hell, unless it's like, a part of the punishment?
But then it seems a little rich to be like, oh, you were a dentist, so you're denied heaven. Unless, of course, you can go down to hell and hurt Genghis Khan's soul loads with dentistry. And then, like, if you torture a bad person enough, you can go to heaven.
This is such a throwaway line no one gave a second thought to that implies so much about the world. And
yeah, terrifying amount. She says, oh, well, how about this one? But wait, no, it's far too difficult for you. It's bicuspid retrieval. And Catherine's like, bicuspid retrieval sounds super easy for me, a dentist.
Yeah.
And Rogers is like, oh, good, the little children will be so pleased to know you're coming. Little children, says Katherine, don't tell me I'm the tooth fairy. And the camera zooms in on her face as she looks shocked, and the funny, funny music goes. Imagine if this woman was a tooth fairy. We cut to ad break, and as soon as we come back, the music starts again. It like, if you're watching this with no ads, it fades out for like half a second, and then it's like.
The jug band starts up. Katherine storms out of the job placement trailer, dressed in a ball gown. Rogers, look at me, she says. I look like Cinderella on ice. We got to compromise. Like Tinkerbell, the sporty look. This is the sort of riff that Robin Williams could really go on a tear with.
Run with for absolutely ages. He'd be doing impressions of Tinkerbell. It'd be sort of,
Kirstie Alley sort of peters out around, look at these bows. Whoever designed this should be in hell.
And Rogers says, he is.
Oh, he is.
So that's good.
The crime of designing bows.
Then, as they walk and talk, Katherine catches up with Rogers, who's marching away, and says, listen, Rogers, tooth fairy, it's just not my thing. And Rogers corrects her, tooth person. We're politically correct here in Limbo.
Great
My
stuff.
note,
1997, politically correct jokes were all the rage. What? What was wrong with Gen X?
This is actually a good example of that sort of cynicism. I don't know. I think it's the economy. It's probably the economy. Or Nirvana. One of those two things.
Economy or Nirvana.
Too much MTV and Nirvana.
Are you aware of OK Soda? Have you heard of OK Soda?
No.
So Coca-Cola I think it was 1993, they tried to make a Coca-Cola for Gen X.
Oh my God. Through cynical anti-marketing tactics featuring grey artsy cans and the slogan, things are going to be okay.
Yeah, it had
discontinued due to poor sales.
Artwork on the can by like Daniel Close.
Oh yeah. Look at it now.
And that, because everything was so like cynical and
that's amazing,
like, world weary.
That is a beautiful cultural artifact. I'm looking at the can now, and on the side it says, "Well, what's the point?"
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole vibe.
Yeah, drink of other people. I can't read that because it's wrapped around the can. Wow, that's amazing. And it was just presumably like normal.
I think it was just like a
Coca-Cola.
citrusy soda.
Oh man, that's so good. Do you know what though? Like, I think if I could sort of switch to being in any other generation, I'd probably switch to being in Gen X.
You'd be a Gen X.
I think like the music and the vibe is pretty. Like I kind of like it. It's like, you know, the disaffected thing. It's like, you know what? For the first time ever, and my generation invented this idea. I don't think I can be bothered.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa, don't say that. Does that mean you're going to stop drinking Coca-Cola? How about this? How about this? It's Daniel Close, you know, from Ghost World. He drew on the side of it.
That poser?
Damn, Gen X, you're so cool.
That's right. I might not even have any children and take them to Disneyland.
Whoa. Okay, well, the half opacity face of Walt Disney isn't going to like this.
Sweating and panicking.
Yeah, what have we got? Max Goof.
I guess we'll have to do an entire block of programming dedicated to sort of smashing this out of children.
Yeah, so she's doing that.
Cautionary tales.
So they go into the training airstream where Katherine is to be taught to fly. They walk into a warehouse. A confused man is being trained to jump because he is to be the Easter Bunny. So it seems that Limbo's system for assigning people to these sort of anthropomorphic personification roles is to just throw unprepared, confused people into it and see what happens.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, if you as a child noticed that your Easter was often terrible and haphazard, it's probably because in Limbo there was just some dude from finance who was sort of made to dress as a bunny.
Well, yeah, it was like a paramedic who'd have the temerity to reset someone's broken leg, causing them enormous pain. They were just sort of wandering unprepared and confused around your garden, leaving chocolate eggs around the place. They're just a guy from Brooklyn or whatever.
Why aren't I in heaven?
Yeah.
Oh, it's also worth noticing that like a lot of this film happens like kinetically, like people are sort of walking and talking, and the camera movements are as if the camera operator didn't know what was going to happen.
Yes.
There's a bit where Rogers says, "This is where you shall receive your training," and the camera whips up to a sign marked training and then back again kind of frantically. It sort of doesn't quite get training centered in the frame. It's like,
Training.
oh, they're talking again.
Okay, the camera whips back and the two of them aren't there anymore. It whips to the right. They've walked out of frame.
Follow them.
There's a man here called Raoul. Rogers says, "This is the new Tooth Fairy, Raoul. Don't bother that much. This one seems destined for the big barbecue."
I would love to get her in my advanced step class.
You mean you're not both on the same team, Limbo?
You kidding me? If we on the same team, I demand to be traded immediately. No way, sister. I'm trying to get out of here just as fast as you are.
Oh, how do you know what I'm trying to do?
Who isn't trying to get out of here? So can I assume you never flown before?
Well, not without an airplane.
Oh, that's cool. Most of my work is done with first timers. See, flying is basically like riding a bicycle, except you do it up in the air and there's no pedalling involved. Now, you're not a real fairy unless you have a magic wand or le béton magique.
Le béton magique.
Okay, now, this is how you work the magic. Are you ready? Dum, 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 dum. Come on. Dum, 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 dum. Come on.
So they dance for a bit, then a bit more.
You say dance. They are doing the cabbage patch is the name of the move, where you just sort of rotate your hands in front of your body.
Oh, right. I didn't know it was an actual move. So you like rotate your...
You just do that. It's called the cabbage patch.
Bum, 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 bum. Okay.
Yeah.
So they do that for a bit, then a bit more, then a bit more. They whirl their arms around in a way that...
Got to get to 90 minutes.
Yeah. It's like the director told them, have fun with it, but no fun was possible on the day, unfortunately. Maybe like a really popular member of the crew's dog had just died and everyone was sort of...
They're putting a brave face on it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Also, the dog had died on set and no one had come to take the dog away yet.
Starting to smell.
Due to the insurance they had, they weren't allowed to remove the dog.
We're not allowed to touch a dead animal. We have to get the city to come and take this, and there's a backlog.
There's a backlog.
There's a backlog.
There's an explosion at the dog pound. So
there's disaffected Gen Xers have stopped feeding their dogs.
They're all swilling OK soda on the stoop instead of and watching Daria.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, God, Daria was a good time. Anyway, so they flap their wings. I say that. They sort of flap their arms up and down.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is all a funny prank that Raoul is playing. He's like, ha, 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 ha. How funny. That's obviously not how you really fly. And now the real lesson. Put your hands up in the air and bring them down to your sides like so.
Yeah.
And he does it and floats up into the air on some wires. And Katherine is amazed. And she doesn't think she'll be able to do it. But then she does it and does. Yeah. As soon as she enters the air, the music starts again.
She's like, I'm flying. This is cool. I'm Air Katherine. Use your body English, says Raoul. Brackets question mark. Katherine zooms across the room and slams into a padded wall. I suppose you'll cover stopping in your next lesson, she says humorously. We then later see her staggering out of the training airstream.
Yes.
Saying, aye, aye, aye.
Aye, aye. Rogers asks her to explain the rules as a test to see whether she's absorbed the lessons. Number 1, first rule of being a Tooth Fairy, only go down at night. Number 2, wear the uniform. Number 3, think happy thoughts while using the wand. And Rogers says, and you must never interfere with the lives of any mortals. This one is very important.
Strictly prohibited. This is the first scene where I noticed that Kirstie Alley appears to have lost her voice quite badly.
Right, yeah.
All of her scenes in Limbo, she's very hoarse like this, for all of her dialogue. I don't know if it's on purpose, but some of her dialogue is quite hard to hear. Good stuff. So we see a board with the community services being offered. They are as follows. Sleeping Beauty, Boogeyman, Cupid, Tooth Fairy, Cinderella, Easter Bunny, Father Time, Snow White, and Santa. So this is confusing. Some of them are jobs. Some of them are fairy tale characters. What does a Cinderella do in this context?
Yeah, that's my note as well. Sleeping Beauty for me, please. If I have to do community service until I get to heaven, how about this one? I go asleep until it's time to be woken up with a kiss and go to heaven. Sleeping Beauty.
But also, it's like, oh, you're Cinderella now. What do you mean I'm Cinderella?
What do you mean?
This
is Avalon High all over again. It's not
the real
not
character.
real. Yeah. Oh, you're going to have to fulfill the role of Snow White. What do you mean? Maybe it means literally in Disneyland. Maybe it means...
Oh, you're a face character at Disneyland.
Yeah, you'll have to sort of be on the parade, do meet and
Maybe
greets.
this is how they recruit.
Maybe.
Every princess you've ever met at Disneyland is a dead person serving out their limbo punishment.
Yeah. Why didn't the princess you met get to go straight to heaven? Well, ask them.
Well,
ask them.
Yeah.
Ask them
why...
at your next meet and greet. Look up into Goofy's face and say, why aren't you in heaven already?
Heaven rejected Goofy. There's no place in heaven for Goofy.
Oh, no. God's mistake.
Yeah. God's greatest mistake. So the pathetic, balding, confused and recently dead man who is now the trainee Cupid shoots an arrow into a wall next to them.
Yeah.
Sorry, it slipped, he says. This is a bad system.
It really is.
Cupid, I take it, says Katherine. To you, says Rogers. To me, he'll always be a lousy divorce attorney.
Whoa.
So he was a divorce attorney. And so can't go to heaven.
Oh, my God. In life, he brokered divorces for couples who didn't want to be married anymore. The half-opacity face of Walt Disney openly weeps and gnashes its teeth.
Yeah, the disembodied head of Walt Disney rolls around like John Romero's head at the end of Dune 2. Gnashing and wailing.
With your income split, how will you afford my expensive lands?
I'm talking adventure, I'm talking fantasy, I'm talking tomorrow. Yes, so he was a divorce attorney and helped couples divide their assets after their marriages ended, and so he's been sentenced to a life as Cupid as punishment.
And presumably as Cupid, his job is to make people fall in love and get married even though they might not be right for each other.
Yeah, sort of forcing them into it with magic arrows.
Yeah,
that,
he's doing
their emotions.
He's doing the divorce attorney industry a world of good, isn't he? He's really helping. It's a vicious cycle, this system.
Yeah.
So she's led via a weak sort of mirror special effect into a circular room that contains an old TV, a chair, a globe, and a typewriter. I think this is the bit of the film that annoyed me the most and best encapsulates its low effort sort of energy. Rogers explains what all of these things are for. She says, you'll spend your days in here. You'll watch the children lose their teeth on this screen. Then a light lights up on this globe. She gestures to the globe. And the name of the child will be printed out on this fax machine. Mm-hmm. Katherine looks and there are loads of names already on a long spool of paper. She's like, how am I going to get to all these names? And it's explained to her that time slows down the more names are on the list, which is a neat trick of Limbo. Again, with huge implications for the film that it never sort of interrogates. And then Rogers wants her not to F up and teleports away. Then she whistles and how would you describe what she does next, Andy?
She makes a sort of drilling motion, I think.
Yeah, she does. She's I think as if to sort of mime dentistry.
Yeah.
She reads the names of the children who are from all over the world. I'll certainly be racking up frequent flyer miles, she says to no one. Then she walks around the room in silence, kind of whistling tunelessly.
Yeah, bored.
Yeah.
She's sort of literally killing time in the middle of this movie. She's just
yes.
What's going on here?
She turns on the TV. It just displays static. There's a phone too. She picks it up, just a dial tone.
Yeah.
She fiddles with the antennae on the TV. It doesn't do anything. Then
again, this is the sort of stuff that Robin Williams or Jim Carrey could have a lot of fun with.
Oh my God, this would be dynamite. By the way. Just give them three props. It'll be so
props,
funny.
and you've got a movie.
Yeah.
It's worth pointing out that this list, we see it, and it has children from all over the world on it. Children from Nagasaki, St. Petersburg. Some are listed as just Africa or France.
Okay,
so
well done.
Good luck with those.
Well done, Phil.
I guess this is probably the time to point out that the concept of a tooth fairy isn't a global universal concept. So, for example, there's a kid here listed as being from France. In France, they have a character called Le Petit Souris, the little mouse.
What?
Who is the character who comes and takes your teeth.
No, a little mouse comes and takes your teeth.
Le Petit Souris, yeah, Le Petit Souris.
Does it give you anything?
Yeah, it gives you money or, a prize or something.
Wow! So it's like the same deal, but it's a little mouse instead of. Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Little mouse.
In Japan, they don't have a sort of anthropomorphic personification at all.
Yeah.
What they have is children throw their teeth onto the roof of their house.
What? Oh, wow!
Or they bury them, I think.
That's amazing. And is there money?
I don't think there is. So if the tooth is from the lower jaw, it's thrown onto the roof of your house. If it's from the upper jaw, you throw it into the ground.
Okay.
Into the dirt. And the goal is, like, doing that encourages the new incoming tooth to grow straight.
Okay.
You can make a wish while you do it.
Yeah.
And there is a mouse involved. I think the traditional wish is, may my new tooth grow in like a mouse's tooth.
Oh, I guess, yeah,
because
they are
mice's teeth grow
famous.
Continuously throughout their lives. But there isn't a monetary gift involved.
What's interesting about all of these is that they all meet the same goal. They all meet the same brief, which is making your teeth falling out less scary and distressing for children. It's like it makes a little treat or a sort of small activity out of the act of losing a tooth. How interesting that all these different cultures all found the need to make their annoying children not be annoying about it when their teeth fell out.
What I will say is actually I think the mouse thing is more common than the tooth fairy. So you've got Ratoncito Perez in Spain, Mexico and Argentina, who's a tiny mouse who gets them. Okay. The Petit Souris from France. Topolino in Italy is a mouse, or sometimes a little ant. You've got Mari Teilatucoa from Basque tradition, who is Mary from the roof, who comes and takes your teeth.
Mary from the roof.
L'escuela de los dientes, which is the tooth squirrel, recognised in Cantabrian tradition. The white fairy rat in Scottish tradition.
Wow.
Rodents it's usually a mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So the fact that she's got these kids all over the world and is going to turn up as a woman who leaves money under their pillow is going to be very confusing to these Japanese and French children.
The first time a French kid wakes up while she's there, that kid is going to be like, "That's for the mouse, you f***ing," sort of lunge her.
She's going to be on the roof of a Japanese children's house, rooting around in the gutters trying to find the tooth.
Being pelted with teeth.
Yeah, get down from there, you.
Now my teeth won't grow like a mouse's. That's amazing. Good research, Andy. Well done.
Yeah, it's not a universal concept. I don't think you should just assume that it is if you're making a Disney movie about the Tooth Fairy.
No, you shouldn't.
That could have been a fun bit.
It could have.
This film is so devoid of fun bits.
Yeah.
It's like, in France they think it's a little mouse. You're going to have to dress in this mouse costume and we'll shrink you down or something.
It would have damaged the film's worldview that the centre of the entire universe is suburban America.
Good point, because while we do see Kirstie Alley superimposed against green screen backdrops of all these cities, she only ever goes to the town that she lived in when she was alive. So.
Yeah, she only ever spends significant amount of time in that one suburban town. But to be fair to the film, you've got to say, sure, she could go to Japan and spend time with a kid from Japan, but how are they supposed to spend money in Disneyland?
Tokyo Disneyland, checkmate.
Well, she could go to a kid in France.
So this film Kirstie Alley, Katherine, she spins her wheels for 30 seconds, just sort of whistling and wasting the audience's time doing nothing. And then a fax comes in.
Okay.
Showtime, she says.
Unacceptable. They literally just had Rogers walk around the room and say, "You will see a kid lose a tooth on the screen."
Yeah.
Then the globe will light up and show you where you have to go. Then their name will come in on the fax machine. And she's like,
a very
okay,
clear process. 3-step process.
About 45 seconds later, the fax machine just starts going and gives her a name. And she's like, okay, I got my first job. No. You're supposed to see it on the TV, and then the globe this globe never lights up or does anything in the whole film. You must know at the point where you're saying the lines, then this globe will light up and show you where to go. You must know that it's not going to do that.
It's sort of a reminder that the process of script to screen isn't automatic. So you've got a script where it says that this happens.
Yeah.
And then you get to the set and you have these props and you have a globe that doesn't light up.
Yeah.
If you want those two to reconcile, you have to do 10 seconds of work to change the script to reference the props you have.
But then, I mean, like, okay, now it's look, everyone's here. The bloke with all the microphone equipment strapped to his chest has already
this
said
dead dog
speed.
isn't smelling any better as the time goes on.
Yeah, if we stop now, that's going to be like lunch, and then we're going to lose the day.
Yeah,
just do it. You know, I mean, look, this is why we love TV movies, right? Because the haste required produces rare alchemical bullshit. like this is the globe that will light up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then you never ever see it do that.
But, I mean, yeah, they obviously had a budget, because the next thing that happens is I Get Around by the Beach Boys plays.
Well, that's where the money went. There was simply no money left to spend 10 seconds correcting the script.
Brian Wilson got another sports car, and the globe doesn't light up.
Good. I'm happy for Brian Wilson. I think he deserves another sports car, and I can't say the same of this film.
Yeah. We get a montage of Katherine sort of looking around at things, while backgrounds of Hong Kong, Paris, the canals of Venice, Tower Bridge are sort of green screened in behind her.
I don't know what they've told Kirstie Alley to do while she's green screened against these backdrops, but what she does is to look around in mild appraisal.
Mild confusion. It's like it's basically the face you would make if you stepped out of a subway station in an unfamiliar city.
Yes, yeah, that's right. You're
just like, okay, I think we're going that way.
Yeah, you might. You might see a sign. Oh, that looks good. You might see. Might see a little cafe. Might go to that later. Yeah. And like everything, it just goes on for absolutely ages. Then it happens all over again, but this time she's flying and there's a wind machine.
Yeah, she's very obviously on wires and sort of like flailing and convulsing, and a wind machine is being blown on her.
Then, with a stream of CGI starlight, she slams into the floor of a suburban bedroom in the middle of the night. Behind her, a woman fusses over a bed, but Katherine notes to her amazement that she can't be seen by this adult woman.
Yeah.
And when the woman is gone, she goes over to the bed, which contains an ensleepened boy.
And a tooth. Think magical thoughts, says Katherine. Something that would make me happy. Suddenly, the sexual hunk from the bar appears on this child's bed. Where am I?
Standing on his head.
Yeah. Where am I? He's like, he's telefragged the boy.
Yeah.
Where am I? You look familiar, he says. You had your chance, pal, says Katherine. Say hi to the little woman. And then the man is magicked away. So, terrifying night for that man.
Yeah, definitely. But it sure filled 4 seconds. Suddenly, the boy's eyes open. Who are you, says the boy. The boy is called Bobby. He's played by Ross Malinga, who you might recognise as the boy in Sleepless in Seattle. Katherine is amazed that he can see her. Bobby accuses her of being a burglar and runs to get a grown-up. She insists that she's actually the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
Then she says, anyway, my work is done here, adios, and goes to leave. Even though, as far as I can tell, she hasn't exchanged a tooth for money.
No.
I watched this a few times through. Like, do we see her get the tooth?
No.
Do we see her?
No, I don't think so. She also claims to be the Easter Bunny and then says, actually, the Easter Bunny is a construction worker from Secaucus. Is construction an inherently evil job? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he was part of a workers' union.
Oh.
And that's why Walt Disney condemned him to hell.
That would so neatly explain it. Yeah.
Yes,
exactly. You held up the progress of America.
By which I mean Disneyland.
Yeah, just so that you could like have dental and stuff. Dental, another
Really
evil.
sick. Yeah. So she's like, my work here is done. And then the kid calls her his dad. She tries to block him, but he goes right through her. How did you do it? She says, I'm the Tooth Fairy, I told you. They have a blazing row about how she doesn't like being the Tooth Fairy either. They sort of blow raspberries at each other and have a bitter argument. And then she leaves into limbo. Good scene.
Yeah, she walks off into the ether. We see Bobby reach under his pillow and take out, to his amazement, a silver coin. I genuinely don't know when that got there.
Yeah.
We didn't see her do anything except magic up that man from the bar and then wizard him away.
Also, this isn't currency. This is some kind of pirate doubloon or something. It's unspendable, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's probably worth way too much. It's a huge, heavy... It looks like... I want to say like a commemorative coin or something, but solid silver. It's, it's probably
This is
worth
going to
a
really
fair
mess
amount.
with the economy.
Yeah.
So in Limbo, Catherine storms into Raoul's warehouse. Listen, she says, the invisible thing. Can they see me or not?
And Raoul explains the interesting law of the film. Children with their baby teeth can see you. Adults with adult teeth can't. That's why you can only go down at night. It's because baby teeth represent innocence. And once you lose innocence, you lose your ability to believe in the unbelievable.
It's not really. I know people who've got baby teeth in their adult life.
Me?
Yes.
I have baby teeth.
I wasn't gonna put you on blast like that, but
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't have baby teeth out of choice. I didn't sort of undergo procedures to keep my baby teeth in.
to keep your teeth looking young.
Yeah. To keep my teeth looking absolutely tiny.
My God, he's got the teeth of an 8-year-old.
I've got a few teeth that, for whatever reason, don't have any grown-up teeth behind them to push them out. So they've just sort of hung around. This is a shit system, though, because why would you have it, if you're the tooth fairy, why would you have it so that children can see you and adults can't, when all you have to do is sneak up to a child's pillow and, get the tooth? It would be much easier if children couldn't see you and adults could, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Or if no one could see you. That would probably be the best of all.
Yeah.
But anyway, children can see you because they've still got magic teeth.
You could see the tooth fairy, Luke.
I could see the tooth fairy, yeah, because I've still got that sort
You've
of
still got
innocence
your
in my
innocence.
mouth. I've still got an innocent mouth.
You've still got an innocent. Whereas I'm not such an innocent mouth.
No, exactly. Your hardened,
My
your hardened
guilty
old mouth. Your guilty, sinful adult
All right.
mouth.
All right, it's not that kind of podcast. So
Okay.
she storms back into the trailer.
The
she
music
storms
starts
out
again.
into Limbo. And that's my notes say she storms out into Limbo and the fucking Limbo music starts
Yeah.
again. Raoul explains that if she's seen by an adult, which he just explained is impossible, then it's game over. She's out.
Yeah, so you're invisible to adults, but if you are seen by one, then that's bad.
I guess like
So,
Luke.
and she's like, well, it won't be a problem, will it? Because I'm invisible to adults. It's like,
Yeah.
That's true, actually, yeah. Me,
You're the one who could bring down the tooth fairy.
I could send a tooth fairy to hell if ever I looked at one.
If you looked at one, easily.
That'd be cool. I wouldn't even know I'd done it. Maybe I've done it loads. Maybe I've sent many tooth fairies.
Women in frilly dresses that you've looked at.
Yeah.
So Rogers comes up, says, don't make contact with any mortals whatsoever. I need to get that woman a man, says Catherine, for some reason. Whoa, you didn't actually talk to a mortal, did you, says Raoul. No, she lies. Well, yeah, I did actually, she says. He woke up. What was I supposed to do? I just want to do my time and get the HE double hockey sticks out of here.
Yeah, she insisted it won't happen again. The last thing she wants to do is interact with people or form relationships or start a family with children who could go to Disneyland. We cut to morning in the Bobby household. You see young Bobby, he goes to sit down to breakfast with an officious-looking dad who has a target on his tie for some reason. The woman from before is in the kitchen. We see that she is a housekeeper. Dad takes a big breath and prepares to say a good morning that explains his whole personality, and then does that.
Morning. Bobby, I've got meetings all day today, so I've arranged for Mrs. Graff to take you to soccer. Is that okay?
Sure.
What you got in your hand?
Just a coin.
Yeah? Where'd you get it?
Found it under my pillow.
And then where'd it come from?
To forget me.
What'd you say?
Dad is like, what?
Weird energy from this dad. It's kind of
Very
a high school
weird
bully energy.
Yeah,
What you got there, son?
What you got there?
The tooth fairy give it to you?
Hand it over. Give me your lunch money. You haven't given it to me yet.
Well, here it is. Now give it to me.
Here it is. Wham! No, just kidding.
Whammo. Yeah.
Head in the toilet. Yeah, the dad. Okay, the dad's personality is bad.
Yeah.
Closed. His heart is closed
To the concept of the tooth fairy.
to the concept of the tooth fairy because his wife died.
His wife died in some sort of tooth fairy related killing.
Yeah. So he's like. Bobby explains that he found this under his pillow. He put a tooth under there, and the tooth fairy came and left him a silver coin. Who told you that? Asked Dad, as if he's never heard of the tooth fairy. It's like weirdly confrontational. Mom, says Bobby, in a way that tells us that Mom is dead! Dead!
And therefore can't take the children to Disneyland.
Exactly. Walt Disney's half opacity face says, stop working and dying women.
Stop working and dying women. Dad looks furious as Bobby runs off for school. Hey, Luke, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. You look quite dead, Andy. What's up?
Oh, yeah. So I was crossing the street very slowly, and I was hit by a cyclist who knocked me into the air, and then I was hit by a plane who knocked me back down to the ground, and then I was run over by a garbage truck which knocked me down the sewer, and then I was hit by a speedboat.
Dang, the speedboats in the sewer.
Yeah,
That's
you don't
unlucky.
think they're down there, but they are.
No,
Anyway, I ended up in limbo, and they said I couldn't go to heaven until I went down to earth to atone for my many sins by sort of looking after people's internet safety and going around and making sure that everyone was safe online and protecting their personal information and stuff. And so I was like, that's fine, I can do that. I'll sort of go door to door and advise people. But it turns out I'm not really needed on Earth thanks to NordVPN.
Yeah, that's pretty bad luck for you, Andy. Unfortunately, while you were in limbo, NordVPN was invented, and it's an easy-to-use virtual private network. And if you're wondering what a virtual private network is, it's a wonderful piece of technology that lets you tell the internet where the thing that's on the internet actually is in the world.
Yeah. I thought I'd be okay because I've got one server in one country.
Yeah,
but it turns out that Nord has more than that, don't they, Luke?
Yeah, they've got 8,300 servers in 127 countries.
How am I supposed to compete with that? It's ridiculous.
You can't. I wouldn't even bother trying. NordVPN lets you change your virtual location easily. It's got fantastic speeds. It's one of the fastest VPNs on the market. You can connect with just one click, and one NordVPN account protects up to 10 devices.
Right, okay, but at least I support Windows and no other platforms. Can Nord say that?
Oh my God. Yes, Andy, it can. Nord works on Windows, Android, iOS, macOS, Linux, and even Android TV. You're going to go to hell now. This is so bad. You're going to burn in the sulphurous lake because you've done such a bad job. You're going to go back up to limbo and they'll be like, get in the elevator, Andy. Maybe you should have died before the invention of NordVPN. For shame.
Man. Well, at least other people can enjoy the great benefits of NordVPN by going to nordvpn.com/mom-can't-cook. Our link will also give you 4 extra months on the 2-year plan. There's no risk with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the podcast episode description box. I guess I better get in the elevator then.
Yes, you better had.
Well,
you better had.
So long, Luke.
Sign up for NordVPN today. And damn Andy.
Damn me to hell.
Hey, Andy, what are you up to?
Well, Luke, as you can see, I'm smashing my teeth out on the concrete floor.
Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, boy. Yeah. There's so much blood and... Oh, God. Stop doing that. I'm getting all covered in gum.
Oh, no, this is great. I've got several teeth here, which means I'll put those under my pillow tonight and the tooth fairy will visit me, which is great because I was going to ask her for advice on how I can dress more nerdily and ways that reference my favourite video games. The tooth fairy is sure to know.
Andy, you should have simply asked me. I would have told you to go to insertcoinclothing.com. Yes, that's right.
I'm going there right now. It better not be a collection of brilliant clothing inspired by the video games I love. Oh my God, it is.
It is, exactly. I would have charged you only half the teeth that you've smashed out for this great information. They've got incredible video game licenses on there and they've created wonderful merch for them. I'm talking about, my God, we've got Metaphor ReFantazio, we've got Skyrim, we've got Persona, we've got the concept of PlayStation, Hideo Kojima, Bloodborne. What else, Andy?
I mean, it's not even just clothing. I'm looking at a blanket here with the flag of Uchronia from Metaphor ReFantazio on it.
Ah, sick.
I'm talking about jewellery. I'm talking scarves, gloves, pins and patches, socks. They've got it all. This is incredible.
They've got it all. And all they ask is that you have teeth. So unfortunately, Andy, you can't use insert coin clothing. But our listeners, if you have teeth, or even maybe they'll make an exception if you don't. If you go to insertcoinclothing.com, you can find some great geeky wares to put on your body. And have they sent us a code, Andy?
I'm seeing here that they have, Luke. That's right. If you visit insertcoinclothing.com and use the code cavity search, that's right, CAVITYSEARCH, cavity search, you will get 10% off online orders. Codes are not applicable on charity items, bundles, gift cards, postage, and some products at launch. Codes cannot be combined with other deals or promotions and are valid until June 2026. Do you think I could get these teeth back in my head?
I mean,
maybe if I sort of push them in.
Yeah, they weren't. I can't remember which side was which up. You wanted the pointy side down, right?
I can't remember. I barely look at these things. Luke, I'm a bit worried about my diet. I think it's a bit high in processed foods, a bit high in sugar. I'm kind of worried that my teeth will decay and then a sort of terrifying woman will appear in my room in the middle of the night to give me unsolicited advice.
Yes.
And then sort of start doing the cabbage patch.
Yeah, start flirting with your dad.
Yeah.
You're probably looking then for some way to improve your diet, eat better.
That would be ideal, yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
Green Chef. It's the newest job up in Limbo, along with the Tooth Fairy and Cupid. It's the Green Chef.
Right.
A sort of lovely mythical green fellow who sort of comes down in the night and he delivers food for you.
Yep, he's all about clean eating without compromise, as I understand it. Because every Green Chef box delivers certified organic produce and responsibly sourced proteins and seafood.
Seafood?
That means avoiding ultra-processed fillers, Luke.
Oh boy. Okay. The Green Chef is convenience made simple. He takes control of your health. Without the stress. Let the mythical Green Chef come down from heaven and do the research, meal planning, and grocery shopping for you, while you enjoy low prep, low mess meals for every lifestyle.
Yep, and the mythical Green Chef creates the most sustainable meal kit out there. You can make your habits better for the planet because Green Chef cuts food waste by 20% versus grocery shopping and offsets 100% of delivery emissions because it's all done by the Green Chef coming down from heaven. There are no trucks or anything involved.
Exactly. It's a perfect system. Folks, if Green Chef was available to us, it is certainly what we would be using. So why don't you head to greenchef.com/50 Mom Can't Cook and use code 50 Mom Can't Cook to get 50% off your first month and then 20% off for 2 months with free shipping. That's code 50 Mom Can't Cook at greenchef.com/50 Mom Can't Cook.
He's been. Look, you can see my pillow is balanced precariously on top of a Green Chef box now.
Oh my gosh.
I knew he was real.
Very precious. He will be taking your teeth though.
Well, I will need those to eat the Green Chef, so we'll have to come to an arrangement. Luke, have you noticed how dogs in DCOMs are always owning people, aren't they? Or inheriting money and spending it on large sofas shaped like bones and things like that?
They are, and I wonder at how much energy that must take. It must take an awful lot out of a dog to be doing all those ownings. How do you think they do it?
Yeah, I guess they must be eating premium foods, like, for example, the kind of food provided by the Pets Table.
I see.
Personalised
the
dog
Pets Table.
food from the team behind HelloFresh. They offer both human-grade fresh and gently air-dried options, or mix both. You can see what your dog prefers. There are 9 recipes, all formulated with a board-certified vet nutritionist who has never been owned by a dog.
I'm not surprised. I personally would love to be gently air-dried, and so I can only imagine that a dog likes the same to happen to its food. The air-dried plan is shelf-stable, needs zero prep, and unlike kibble that's highly processed at high temperatures, the Pets Table is minimally processed to preserve actual nutrients, ones that dogs love like protein, vitamins, antioxidants that your dog needs to support gut and immune health, a healthy coat, and an active lifestyle like a dog likes.
Now, I know I say I would eat dog food all the time, but honestly, their human-grade fresh food does look like something I would eat. But that's a good thing.
Yeah,
and each plan is customized for your dog's specific needs based on their age, weight, activity level, and more to keep them lean and healthy with allergen-friendly and even seafood options. These dogs are living high on the hog or high on the prawn, I guess.
High on the prawn or the lobster.
Yeah.
The Pets Table are so confident that you're going to like this that they even back it with a 100% money-back guarantee on your 2-week trial, so there's zero risk. Just have a look at your dog's face and see if it's making a face that says, I think it's time to make good on the 100% money-back guarantee. But I don't think your dog will.
No.
I think your dog will be making a face that says, I am enjoying my food.
I might get a dog just so I can feed them the Pets Table, to be honest, and feel good about myself and about my dog. So help your dog live their best life with high-quality food from the Pets Table. Take advantage of this limited-time offer. Get 55% off your first box, plus 10% off your next 2 at thepetstable.com, and use code MCC55. That's thepetstable.com, code MCC55. You going to eat those prawns?
No, they're for my dog.
And me. Yum. Back in Limbo, they're literally doing the limbo because got to do something to fill 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Katherine,
there's a ventriloquist here?
Yeah, there's a ventriloquist watching the limbo. That's
why couldn't the ventriloquist go to heaven?
Well, it's one of the dark arts, isn't it?
I suppose a better question would be why didn't the ventriloquist go straight to hell?
He did a lot of charity gigs as a ventriloquist.
Oh, all right.
So balanced it out. Catherine talks to the Easter Bunny. He says that his rump is killing him because he has to spring from his buttocks while being a rabbit. Again, bad system.
She confronts him about chocolate.
This is insane.
Yeah. What happens next can only be described as a bit. She confronts the Easter Bunny about the fact that he gives chocolate eggs to children, and what they're sort of riffing on. It's supposed to be like a hard drugs bit where the chocolate is marijuana. The chocolate is drugs. She's like, oh yeah, that's how they start. A little bit of chocolate, but then it doesn't do it for them anymore. Then those kids want the harder stuff. I'm talking gobstoppers. I'm talking
suckers and jawbreakers. That's when they come to me, a dentist, but it's too late. The damage is already done. All I could do is fill their holes. Don't say that, I've written.
Yeah.
You disgust me, she says to the Easter Bunny. Now hop out of my sight. And he does sort of shamefully hop out of screen. And that was like a good minute of the film.
It was a minute.
It was a sweaty time-filling minute of nothing.
She says, and that, my friends, is dentistry. And then she goes, yeah, to absolutely nobody.
Oh, I thought she said that, my friends, is the dentist's dream.
Oh.
And I was like, what does that mean?
Well, as you mentioned, she seems to be losing her voice. It's quite hard to hear.
It's quite hard to tell what she's saying.
Yeah.
So another good thing about this film.
It doesn't make sense with what we heard earlier, right? Because when she was a little kid, she was like, ooh, I'm going to eat lots of sweets and rot my teeth so that I can have more dental work done. Mm-hmm. She loves dentistry. She should love the Easter Bunny, shouldn't she?
Yeah.
She should be like, oh, good, yes, that's right. Give them, root canals and
give me unnecessary root canals. I love it.
Yeah. I don't know, and it doesn't matter. It's an annoying bit, and it goes on for ages. And she should be friends with the Easter Bunny bloke because they're in the same boat.
Yeah,
they're both just sort of Earth schmoes who've ended up in limbo.
Right. He's not choosing to give the kids the candy. He's being forced to do it so he doesn't go to hell.
Yeah.
For joining a workers' union.
Yes. We cut back to Earth. Bobby gets off the school bus. He runs up to his friend Trevor, who offers him chocolate because in that sort of 90s way, Trevor's personality is that he loves chocolate.
Trevor's personality is fat.
Yeah, that's what's going on here.
That's the joke.
1997.
A bully comes up and he says, I want your money. Don't make me beat you up to get it. Bobby, who is a good foot taller than this child, says he doesn't have any.
My gosh.
I know you got some. Hand it over, says this baby bully who looks about 6.
This tiny little boy.
Yeah.
Don't make me beat you up to get it. I wish they'd put him on a little box or maybe shot this so that it wasn't so egregious.
Yeah.
Maybe between casting and filming, the kid playing Bobby had a growth spurt or something, but it is just wild. Bless this little bully's heart. He's so sweet, but he's like a full head shorter than Bobby.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I want your money.
Bobby's like, money, please.
Bobby's like, okay, don't hurt me.
Just don't hurt me, buddy. Bobby looks over and sees that girls are watching, so he takes a swing, but because the baby bully is only 2 feet tall, the punch passes harmlessly over his head. He counterpunches Bobby in the face and slams him hard into the bus.
Yeah.
And then takes his money and leaves. And Trevor's chocolate with them. The girls look sad. Bobby had a tooth knocked loose by this punch.
He looks at it for ages.
Yeah.
At night time, we see little Bobby getting ready for bed. He has a notebook on which he has written over and over and over the words Bobby plus Carrie and love hearts. So we know that Bobby has a crush on a little girl called Carrie, who was one of the girls who was stood nearby earlier. The phone rings. My note is, I already know it's Dad calling to say he won't be home.
Yeah.
Hiya, sport. How you doing? I'm afraid I'm going to be late again, says Dad. I've got a meeting with a client and he's only in town for the night. Oh, dear. Looks like Dad can't make it home.
Yeah.
We see Dad, and he's in a restaurant having a lovely time.
Yeah, but not like a fancy restaurant. He's in a booth at like a Bennigan's or something. It's like...
What's Dad's job?
Yeah.
Sort of meeting clients in like in a Wendy's. In a Chili's, kind of like late at night. Yeah. Don't stay up too late. I love you, says Dad, and hangs up. And Bobby is annoyed because he tried to talk to his dad. He wanted to talk to him. He was like, I got to tell you about this tooth
my
or
face,
whatever.
my punched face. Yeah.
He flings his tooth to the floor in disgust, thinking, I wish
like a
my
Japanese
nuclear
child.
Yeah. He flings it through the floor of his bedroom and into the ground.
Yeah.
We get a very long green screen scene of Katherine dancing silently to some rumba.
She circles the Statue of Liberty for absolutely ages, dancing in the air. This is bad tooth fairying. She does like 18 laps of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
No one lives there.
No, a plane goes past and her PNG gets rotated fast.
She briefly passes behind the Empire State Building, and they have not got the scale of this right at all, because she appears to be about 100 feet tall.
They've masked her to go behind it. It confirms Catherine's size when she's travelling as the Tooth Fairy as being like roughly 5 times the size of King Kong, which you sort of can measure if you look at, like, if you sort of imagine King Kong being on the Empire State Building, as he famously was.
Yeah, you watch her go behind the Empire State Building and you can see the number of stories of the building that she is equivalent to.
There's a direct Kong comparison possible.
Yeah, a Kong comparison.
Only children can see this, so I guess every child in Manhattan still awake goes immediately insane at this, like, kaiju princess, sort of spiralling through Manhattan.
PNG rotating through the sky. Yeah.
She eventually lands on Bobby's front lawn, normal size, and stumbles to his bedside. She waves her wand over the pillow, but with no result.
She clatters to Bobby's bedside, prods him a few times with her wand until shakes him awake. She's like, hey, where's your tooth? Like, it's just like...
She was just told not to do this.
She's been explicitly told not to.
Has she misunderstood that if she comes back with no tooth, she goes to hell or something? Like,
I don't know.
Like, what happens if because Bobby hasn't put it under his pillow, so he's not done his part of the Tooth Fairy deal. He can't expect a Tooth Fairy coin. If you're the Tooth Fairy and you like, for all she knows, if you go and the tooth isn't under the pillow, I don't think you have to leave the coin, do you?
No, the only explanation is that the teeth are needed for some sort of infernal purpose. Like, they're the fuel of some kind of dark engine.
Yeah.
And so if she doesn't come back with the tooth, she's in trouble.
Each one gets placed in the mind of a big, like, demon with 1,000 rows of teeth, baby teeth.
Well, they're building a kind of castle made of teeth.
Yes.
For Satan to live in.
Building a throne. Throne of teeth.
So they have a sort of a bitter row again.
Cool.
And then Bobby says that his dad thinks that she's a figment of his imagination. Oh, really, says Catherine. Well, if that's true, how do you explain this? And then her head becomes a CGI T-Rex head.
Yes, she does something that only a psychosis-induced hallucination would do.
I want to know which lesson with Raoul this was.
Lesson 1.
Yeah.
Now, in the course of your duties, you're probably going to need to turn your head into that of a T-Rex.
A CGI T-Rex.
And raw. This effect couldn't look ropier. It couldn't be more baffling. Can she turn her whole body into that of a Tyrannosaurus? Can anyone do this? Is it a power you get when you die, or is it just the Tooth Fairy who can sort of be a T-Rex? Why does she need to?
Maybe this is how she turns into Ratoncito Perez or Le Petit Souris.
Oh yeah, maybe by the same technology. Can the Easter Bunny also be a T-Rex if he needs to?
The Easter T-Rex.
Can Cupid be a T-Rex?
Yeah.
Bobby recoils, then points out that was a really bad way of proving that she's not imaginary.
Nice try pretending I'm not insane, he says.
Yeah, and then for some reason they make friends.
So, what's it like being the Tooth Fairy?
I don't know. I guess it's like being anything else. You got your easy stuff and you got your hard stuff. And you just want to enjoy it when you got the easy stuff.
Well, what about the hard stuff?
Well, the good things in life are worth going after, you know? If you want something, you can't be afraid to take a risk now and then to get it.
Do you do that?
My life is not up for discussion.
Well, I take plenty of risks. I'm not afraid of anything.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that about you.
No, but you shouldn't be too aggressive, right? I mean, girls don't like that. I mean, people don't like that.
Yeah, well, you do want to keep your cool, don't you? Where's your tooth?
In the trash can.
All right. I want you to take the tooth, and I want you to place it upon your pillow. Good.
Wow.
Okay, so they're friends now. But unfortunately, at this point, Dad opens the door.
Yeah.
And he does, unfortunately, see his son Bobby standing in the middle of the room, staring fixedly at nothing.
Yeah.
Head tilted slightly up, saying things like, "Where are you going now?" Long pause. "You go all over the world?" Long pause. "Are you going to the same place tomorrow night?" Long pause.
King Paimon, you say? The demon? In the treehouse?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, look, we know a bad Disney dad when we see one. So what does Dad do? He looks thoughtful and closes the door.
Well, yeah. You've seen Hereditary. I don't want to be cheese wiring my own head off in an hour.
No, you don't.
I'm getting out of here.
So the next morning at breakfast, Dad tells Bobby that he saw him talking to himself. He attempts to sort of reach out emotionally. He says, you know, I talk to your mum sometimes. I wasn't talking to Mum, says Bobby. Then who, says Dad. I was talking to the Tooth Fairy. I have to go to school. And then Bobby runs away. And Dad frowns.
Bobby runs directly through a plate glass door. It's like in Weapons, he just sprints out of the house. Yeah. We cut to school. Bobby strides down the corridor. He sees Carrie, the girl he likes, and turns away, but then gives himself a Tooth Fairy pep talk about how the good things in life are worth going for. He turns and approaches her. Carrie, can I walk you home from school? He says. Sure, she says. Great, let's go. Bobby, it's only fourth period. Let's wait until school's out, she says. So good.
We cut to Katherine watching this interaction from her TV. I don't know how this works exactly. The TV only showed static before, and it's supposed to show children losing teeth. So maybe Catherine's sort of hacked it off screen to be a sort of magical window to anywhere and anyone or something.
Maybe in the background, a child is sort of smashing their face against their own locker, knocking all their teeth out.
If I was in the background of this movie, I would smash my head into something.
Yeah.
Just
again,
to feel
weapon
something.
style, just headbutting the floor.
Yeah. Later, Bobby tells Trevor that he walked Carrie home and that they even held hands. Trevor can't believe, and he also has exciting news. He lost his right molar. He plans to put it in his brother's cereal. But Bobby has a better idea. He says, can I have it? And Trevor's like, sure, but why? Like, no one in this world has ever heard of the Tooth Fairy.
You get money.
And yet they are all putting their teeth under their pillow. Yeah. Why?
So Trevor agrees to give the tooth over. We see the printer in limbo going. We get another long green screen sequence of Katherine flying around the world. Yep. And then a crash landing at Bobby's house. We see her staring into Bobby's eyes an inch away from his sleeping face. He sits up and goes right through her. What a head rush, she says.
Humorously. Next to Bobby's bed is a half-done 3D puzzle of Notre Dame, which I only mentioned because I spent 10 minutes trying to ID this frickin' 3D puzzle from 1997, and then I did, and it's Notre Dame. So there you go.
Very nice.
Katherine says that she was over at Trevor's, but there was no tooth. She asked Bobby, are you holding the tooth ransom, or did you just miss me? So basically, Bobby took his friend's tooth so that he could get a little bit of FaceTime with the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
Because he wants to tell her all about walking Carrie home.
Yeah, he wants advice on how to interact with Carrie. Carry her books, says Katherine. Girls love that. Or tell her you like her sweater. Girls like to be complimented. This is the 90s. Girls like sensitive guys. I don't suppose you'd let her see you cry? No way, says Bobby.
No way, Bobby snaps, which is, of course, understandably way too far.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the go-go 90s. Girls like it if you... Girls like guys who are sensitive enough to say things like, I like your sweater.
Yeah.
But not sensitive enough to cry.
Girls like guys who are sobbing all over their sweater and saying how much they like it while they do that.
While choking down OK Cola.
Sucking down an OK soda and sobbing onto your sweater.
Yeah. So anyway, she zaps Trevor's tooth and gives Bobby the silver coin. This is important, she says. The coin has to go to the host human. She says it in a very sort of serious way, as if to say that this is going to be a thing in the film later.
Yeah, as if to say that this is established law that we've been told already, when it isn't.
And that the fact that this doesn't go to Trevor is going to cause problems in the future. It doesn't, it won't, none of this is anything. The Tooth Fairy goes to leave, and Bobby is sad.
You're leaving? Yes. I've got hundreds of these things to do before the night's through. Why? Where's your dad? Isn't he home? Well, does your dad work late all the time?
Ever since my mom died.
Well, maybe I could just hang out here for a little while and tuck you in and sing you a lullaby.
So Bobby smiles and gets into bed, and then Katherine looks lost, sort of wanders around the room a bit, and then starts doing the Cabbage Patch and going dun 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 dun.
Bum 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 bum.
Because the scene needed to be 2.5 minutes long,
I guess,
if they were going to hit their length goal.
Luckily, Bobby, I guess, becomes unconscious 1 second into this. And then another 1 second later, Dad walks in and tenderly sits at Bobby's bedside and smiles at him. Remember, of course, he can't see Katherine there, but Katherine can see him. Yeah, you got a good kid, whispers Katherine, extremely moved by a sleeping Bobby. Unseen and unheard, but clearly in love with the family already.
Yeah. We cut back to limbo. People are milling around in a quarry doing nothing.
Could we just briefly touch on the fact that Bobby noted that Dad works late since Mom died? So
yeah, it was a real bummer being around the house with you, mopey kid.
So this
I picked up some extra shifts at Bennigan's.
Isn't like a requirement of his job particularly. It's like he started working late since Mom died so that he could be around less. He's around less now than he was before.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. As you were saying.
So we cut to this quarry, people are milling around doing nothing. It's like if Beetlejuice was made by someone with no imagination and no money.
Yeah.
So you know the kind of like afterlife waiting room in Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
It's a nice kind of...
Don't get me wrong, I love a whimsical on-screen limbo. We've had a few in like DCOMs we've covered. There's one in Scream Team, isn't there? That's
Yeah. Exactly. It's a more sort of bureaucratic thing. This is just so unimaginative and so cheap.
Yeah.
It's literally people milling around in a quarry doing nothing.
It feels a bit like the Airstream that they've got might be like used by crew. You know, they might be part of the production.
Yeah.
And then they just like, we'll turn the camera around and we'll just use these.
It's got like the same font for the different departments that they use in like the signs at the Disney studio. I think it's a very like movie studio font. So
okay, yeah. So yeah, quite possibly this is just really costume. They're like, well, I've got a time-saving idea. We'll just film that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Katherine is stomping around aimlessly with nothing to do or anyone to talk to. And next to the stairway to heaven, she suddenly sees Dr. Green, her dentist predecessor who died.
Whoa. Even though he was a dentist, he's going to heaven. Okay, fine. What are you doing here? She says. Oh, a heart attack, says Dr. Green. Katherine can't believe that he's still here in limbo. I had some things to work out, he explains, extremely ominously to my mind.
Yeah.
Like, why won't you disclose why you couldn't go to heaven, Dr. Green?
Well, he was a dentist. Maybe it is
That's
that.
true.
But he says that he keeled over on the 15th green at Pebble Beach and his foursome propped him up on the cart and finished the round, which he found to be tacky. So, good.
A bit of Dr. Green lore.
Katherine explains her situation. Wow, tough break, he says. I heard hardly anyone goes to heaven after being the tooth fairy.
What? Lol. Why? What does this mean? Hardly anyone goes to heaven after being the tooth fairy. Is that because it's so easy to slip up? Because children see you all the time or something?
It's like, the first time a child wakes up and you panic kill them. That's like... That's immediate hell.
Just blast them with your wand.
Just
explode.
Sam Fisher neck snap. Oh
no.
It happened again.
Into the elevator.
So she says, Dr. Green, did you ever see my dad here? And he says, your dad blew through here pretty quick from what I'm told. They loved him here. He was so kind.
Even though he was a proud dentist who talked every day about how he was from a long line of dentists.
A long line of union dentists.
Pulled all of Lincoln's teeth out or something.
Yeah.
Maybe this punished dentist thing is more recent legislation they've brought in limbo or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, Dr. Green says, I've got to get going. I'm going to heaven today. Then he walks up to the stair car to heaven. He presses a button and climbs up to the top. The music is extremely sentimental. It sounds like Final Fantasy music. It's like meeting Aerith in the flower field kind of sort of energy.
He reaches the top of these stairs and he grows ethereal wings like a Souls boss activating their second form. And then he ascends to heaven on a beam of golden light. Save me a spot in the choir, says Katherine. I hope you can't save people spots and things in heaven. That
doesn't seem fair. Yeah. Elsewhere in limbo, Catherine's back at her TV and she's watching her old house being cleared out. No one's losing a tooth on screen, but as we say, she's hacked it or something.
Yeah, maybe one of the removal men has tripped and knocked out a tooth, and he's 8.
Raoul swings by, and the music starts going. Why? I don't know why. Why? It's awful. She confronts him. She reckons that she's in limbo, not because she's a dentist.
Yeah.
She's like, listen, Raoul, I know that I was a good person. I never lied. I never stole. I never cheated. I was never malicious. These are all things that are true. And Raoul looks at her pityingly and says, that's all true, but you never allowed yourself to love anyone.
Oh,
Katherine says,
my God.
Katherine says, I loved my dad. Dads don't count, roars Raoul.
You don't take your dad to Disneyland, do you?
Yeah, do you? He means sexually reproductive love that creates more suburban Americans for Walt Disney's Army.
This is
Obviously.
wild. She can't go to heaven because she wasn't married. She was the message of this film.
She explains, and it's true, that she was happy and good on Earth, and that she did love someone. She loved her dad, and it's like, doesn't count, sorry.
Doesn't count. Hell for you.
Yeah. Did you bear his children and take them to Disneyland? If not,
that would have been fine. Would it? I don't think it would have.
This whole thing is such a f***ing con.
It's awful.
Raoul says to get into heaven, you've got to go with that old song. I once was blind, but now I see. You see all the people who love you? Maybe all you need to do is love them back.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean all the people who love you? There's Mindy.
Yeah.
I think she's really good friends with Mindy. I think she likes Mindy as much as is reasonable.
Yeah, I think you could reasonably say that she loves Mindy.
Yes, she's a very good friend to Mindy. We then, very strangely, get a very romance-coded shot of Katherine pressing her face up to the TV, watching Mindy on screen, crying over her memory.
Like stroking Mindy on the TV.
Yeah.
And crying and saying, "Oh, Mindy, oh."
So she, yeah.
But that's not love.
But of course, it's not heterosexual, sexually reproductive, married love of the kind that this film wants.
The only kind that this film will acknowledge.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's awful. It's awful that this is the message of this film.
Yes, it's very bad. It's very, very bad. Mindy takes one last look over Catherine's place and says, "Goodbye, Katherine. I'll miss you," and weeps. No. Mindy. Catherine's pouring at the screen.
Yeah.
We cut to Bobby's high school. The bullies jab Bobby. "I heard you dumped Carrie for the tooth fairy," they sneer.
Yeah.
Oh dear, Trevor told.
Yeah.
He looks guilty.
Suddenly, fun, upbeat music starts playing, and then Bobby beats the shit out of his best friend Trevor.
Problem! Supposed to be my best friend. Supposed to be able to keep a secret. But she's real. I had to tell.
This music choice is absolutely dynamite. I don't know what.
Supervisor for this film having some sort of episode. What is going on?
It's so funny. Or I don't know, maybe they shot it and they were like, "Oh man, I think we accidentally got these children to lay into each other a bit too hard." Because they're sort of strangling each other and stuff.
Yeah.
It would be better with the Gorn music.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like Captain Kirk fighting the Gorn.
Yeah, but yeah, anyway, it's so wild. I had to tell someone, Trevor pleads. He says that this silver coin is the coolest thing he's ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't know why he says that. I don't know why it's the coolest thing he's ever seen. It's a shiny coin.
I don't know.
Doesn't he already have loads of these? Don't all the kids have loads of these?
Yeah.
These aren't the first teeth they've lost.
No.
Yeah.
They're all close to losing their final baby teeth. So surely this is routine to them by now.
They must have loads of these silver coins from the Tooth Fairy. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
It's annoying.
Yeah, unless it's a new thing that Catherine's brought in, but it doesn't matter.
No.
The bullies come over, they do a little light bullying, everyone leaves. Carrie comes over and asks if it's really true that Bobby talked to the Tooth Fairy. He admits that it is. "Are you sure you weren't dreaming?" she says. "No," he says. "She even talked to me about you and gave me advice." "She gives advice?" says Carrie. "Oh, she's pretty smart." We then cut to Carrie at home, tying her tooth to a doorknob to tear it out.
Yep.
Because she too wants this good Tooth Fairy advice.
She loses her nerve at the last moment, but then her mum yanks the door and pulls her tooth out, not realising that she's on the other side of the door. So now Carrie has a tooth and is pleased. In montage, we see more of Katherine flying, obviously, going
for ages. She crashes into Carrie's room, picks up a pair of sunglasses from her nightstand, and then just starts sort of gyrating next to her, doing the Cabbage Patch and going dun 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 dun.
Then Carrie springs her trap. She pops up and is like, "Hey, are you really the Tooth Fairy?" And this conversation that they have, I know that we've recently heard a bit of audio from the film, but you won't believe this conversation if we tell you it. So you're going to have to hear it.
Are you really the Tooth Fairy?
What?
Are you really the Tooth Fairy?
No. I'm a figment of your imagination. The personification of every female stereotype ever stuffed down your throat by the sexist male-dominated media. You should read Little Women and stop eating pepperoni pizza right before bedtime.
Aren't you a little big for a fairy?
No, you're short. Why don't you take a shot at my thick ankles and just finish me off?
I think you're pretty.
You do?
Bobby says you help kids with their problems.
Bobby doesn't get out much. That Besides, 12-year-olds shouldn't even have problems.
We have plenty of problems. It's just that adults don't care about them.
Oh, they do too. Sometimes they just don't know how to show it.
How do you show it?
It's something that I'm actually working on myself.
Well, do you have time to listen to me?
I'm in a little bit of a hurry.
I figured.
But I always have time for a worthy cause.
Okay, I want to go to biology camp this summer because I want to be a doctor, but my folks can't afford it. But if I can pass
Okay, that's a worthy
scholarship...
cause. You got it. All right, now we got to be smart about this because we're women. Women got to be a lot smarter than men, okay? Are you with me here? Are we partners? We're a team? Okay, when you become a doctor, be a plastic surgeon. Fix this little bump in my nose, okay? You owe me.
This is nuts. This is nuts. What does this... What's even going on?
What does that mean?
The fact that this film is lambasting sexist media in a film where a dentist is threatened with hell because she never settled down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And then she says, be smarter than the men. Be a plastic surgeon. Why? To fix this little bump in my nose. And Carrie just sort of smiles indulgently at this incoherent rambling as if to say, I've received good advice that will help me with my life.
This sundowning ghost dentist is just rambling in your bedroom and you're like nodding sagely at these wise words.
Yes. We get a montage of more flying, oh good, and notes from kids. Dear Tooth Fairy, please come to my house from Nikki, etc. So it seems like all the kids want to chat with this Tooth Fairy because she's like a very, very tired Robin Williams who will do some sort of exhausted comedy bits with the things in your bedroom and give you some fun Gen X advice on how to get along as a kid. I guess.
It's brutal. We cut to the sushi bar from earlier. Billy's dad comes in. He's reading a paper. Suddenly, Katherine crash lands next to him. He can't see her, of course. She starts trying to kiss him.
She's horny now.
Yeah. She's horny for Bobby's dad. If you thought this character couldn't get any better...
Now she's horny.
Now she's horny all the time.
Yeah. This death thing is starting to depress me, she says, and clambers all over him. Let's just take up where we left off the other night.
Yeah.
I think where they were the other night was like over the sleeping form of his son.
Yeah. But he can't see the Tooth Fairy, so it's just his dad doing it over his sleeping form. So it's half as bad? No, it's worse.
Yeah, yes, a sort of hovering sex dad.
I mean, we all remember where we were the first time we saw the hovering sex dad. Oh, God.
He can't see her and he sighs despondently right in her face and she goes, oh, God. You can't even hear me, can you? He flirts politely with a passing woman. Real original move, she says annoyedly at him.
When I was alive, I really could have gone for someone like you, she says, but I'm dead. You were a really good husband, weren't you? A doter. I can spot one a mile away, usually because they're doting on someone else.
Yeah.
And then she levitates some toast into his face.
The only thing she knows about this man is that he's worked more since he started solo parenting. And she's like, I can tell you were the best father in the world. I could really have, made love to you.
A small child in the diner sees her because he can.
Yeah.
Katherine tells him to straighten his tie, and he does, and then the scene ends. Definitely contributed to the runtime.
It sure did. Cut to Limbo. Raoul finds her sleeping in, which I guess is more runtime.
Yeah.
We could just have the main character be asleep for a while.
She asks Raoul what he's doing here, why he isn't in heaven, and he says, "You don't want to know that about me."
Yes, I do now.
We also never do find out.
No.
I'm assuming something really heinous.
Yeah. So he doesn't disclose
For
this.
Funny Raoul.
He doesn't disclose why he's not in heaven. And then he says, I was real sick. Yeah, sick for a real long time.
I left behind a lot of friends and family, people who really loved me. They deserved better.
So wait, was he denied heaven because he got sick and died?
He wasn't a productive member of the workforce.
He got sick so he couldn't build Disneyland.
And, had to go to hell. That's the only... Sorry.
I used to do tours on the Jungle Cruise, but then I got too sick.
Got too sick to do the spiel.
Now I'm in limbo.
Because limbo forever.
They had to run the Jungle Cruise less regularly for several days.
Yeah.
I let a lot of people down.
Yeah, the wait time increased by up to 10 minutes.
To 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So anyway, he says, it's different for you, Katherine. You've still got a chance to move on. So we don't know what Raoul did, except that he died of some sickness, and whatever he did was so bad that he can never go to heaven.
Heaven's light can never touch him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, she moves on breezily. She wonders how she'll ever get out of here. Make up for my sins as a dentist by wearing this stupid outfit? Is that all this place is? Raoul has nothing to offer her, though, except do what you think is right.
Yeah.
And he leaves her to contemplate, and then the music starts again.
Yeah, the limbo part music starts up. We see that Rogers is here. She asks why Katherine visited the same house on 3 consecutive nights. 3 teeth in 3 days. Isn't it amazing, says Katherine. But Rogers is suspicious. He says, one day you'll slip up and I'll be there to press the down button on the elevator. They have a bitter row and the scene ends.
Like every scene. We cut to school. The kids compare coins. We've got Bobby, Trevor, Carrie, and Carrie's friend Laurie here, who I mention only because she's played by a tiny Kaylee Cuoco from Big Bang Theory.
From the Bing Bong Theory. Yeah.
The bully kid appears. Well, if it isn't the fairies, he says this tiny bully. He goes to bully them, but they each point out that they're getting rich with silver coins. And then the bullies start bickering and punching each other to access teeth.
Yeah, the bully says, I want one of those. But instead of stealing them like a bully would, he says to one of his henchmen, punch me in the mouth. And then the kids all start like smashing each other's heads in.
Yeah.
They are attempting to smash teeth out of each other's heads so the Tooth Fairy will visit.
The music that plays when children strangle each other starts playing again because children are hurting each other.
Yeah.
It's different from the limbo music. This is the kids hitting each other music.
This is kids strangling each other.mp3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we cut to Bobby and all the bullies. They're outside the principal's office. The principal is confused and tired, like me, it says my note. He says, all right, so what happened? You all knocked each other's teeth out? Bobby says that the Tooth Fairy came to his house through the wall, and the principal is really annoyed. He starts shouting at the children that the Tooth Fairy is a myth, which feels unnecessary. He tells Bobby that he's going to call his dad.
Later, Dad arrives home. Why didn't you tell me you were having trouble at school, he says. All I did was believe in the Tooth Fairy, says Bobby. I didn't make the other kids. They did that on their own. Dad explains that he knows that Bobby misses his mum and he knows that he's not around as much as he should be, but this Tooth Fairy thing is just silly. There's no such thing. She doesn't exist.
Why didn't you tell me you were having trouble at school?
All I did was believe in the Tooth Fairy. I didn't make the other kids believe. They did that on their own.
Look, pal, I know you miss your mom, okay? I miss her too. And I know I'm not around for you like I should be, but this Tooth Fairy thing, it is just silly, okay? There's no such thing as the Tooth Fairy. She does not exist.
But she does. And she talks to me like Mom did. But you can't see her because you're never around anymore to see anything.
Bobby!
Dad's energy in this scene is so funny to me. It's like, it's literally the most counterproductive energy you could bring to the situation. He's shaking Bobby by the shoulders and going, stop being insane!
Like slapping him across the face.
Yeah. Be not insane anymore!
Stop clinging to the comforts of childhood, you child.
Stop it! Accept the Gen X futility of adulthood.
Drink this OK soda, he says, forcing the can into his mouth.
Oh, man.
So later on, Dad sits in his bedroom holding a picture of his wife and he talks to the sky. Annie, I miss you, girl, he says. And Bobby misses you too. I wish you were here to tell me just what to say to him. I could use your advice. The camera pans and we see that, of course, Katherine is also in this room and starts watching him undress.
The music goes like...
as he sort of takes off his shirt and then starts to unbuckle his pants. Katherine leans in closer to get a better look, but is suddenly interrupted by Raoul, who is like, what the are you doing?
Yeah, and that's coming from Raoul, who heaven won't touch.
He says, Rogers is going to check on you right now, and if you're not doing your job, we're both in hot water. They have a bitter row, and then the scene ends.
Got to school. I don't know what's happening here. I think the children are passing round rocks to chew in.
I think it's like a
class.
jawbreaker, right?
Right. Okay.
Like a big gobstopper.
Oh, I think they say later that it's taffy. So yeah, they're passing around like tooth-destroying sweets so that all their teeth get pulled out. You guys don't believe me, says Bobby to the bully kids. Come stay over at mine tonight and bring that tooth. Because one of them just lost a tooth.
Yeah.
We cut to the sleepover. The boys are just sort of idling around impatiently when suddenly, bam, Katherine appears. And she's like, whoa, what's this, a little party for me?
Yeah.
They're all like, holy shit, oh my God. They can't believe.
One of them, called Jeff, can't see Katherine. The children all have a bitter row about this. Katherine wonders why he can't see her, and then she realises the loss of innocence, of course.
Of course.
So you're saying Jeff lost his innocence, says one? Cool. Don't go there, says Katherine.
Good. So Jeff has lost all of his baby teeth. The ones who can see the tooth fairy ask questions. They ask, what's a tooth worth? 1 silver coin. Is it negotiable? Doesn't seem to be. She summons a silver coin and it vanishes. Now, do you believe me? Asks Bobby smugly. I would just assume, if I was Jeff, that this was an elaborate prank being played on me.
Yeah.
And that Bobby had sort of stolen my friends and got them on side. At school, Trevor asks the boy who lost a tooth, does she really help you with your problems? Who cares, he says. I got a cool silver coin. But Trevor, who seems to have problems, has an idea.
Yeah, we get a montage of Katherine being the tooth fairy and helping kids. She's helping overweight Trevor do leg raises to lose weight. We see Carrie yank another tooth out of her head and then getting an anatomy lecture.
Oh, my God.
There's a newspaper report on the rash of local kids losing teeth.
Can I just say, this film is very weak and bad.
Yeah.
But it cheered me slightly that the direction this film has gone in is the most hat stand direction possible, which is that all the children in town have started smashing their teeth out and pulling their teeth out on purpose, just for one sweet night of conversation and advice from the tooth fairy.
From the tooth fairy, who is a middle-aged dentist.
Yeah.
She's not specifically a child psychologist or anything. She's a childless woman with no friends who somehow knows exactly how to talk to children and is the best at giving advice.
I guess. I mean, that's what the film is sort of telling us. We never see her give any advice. I mean, I guess all the children are sort of benefiting, but it's like life coaching. Children don't want
personal
life
training
coaching.
Trevor. Trevor's doing like preacher curls with a barbell.
Yeah.
She's giving an anatomy lecture. It's like it's individual specific tuition in subjects you're interested in.
But all of the things she's doing are like, this isn't supported by her character up to this point at all. Like, we know that she's kind of gone on this arc already where she's like, oh, I see, maybe I should have been married and had children to take to Disneyland. But that doesn't really carry into, I should be teaching children anatomy and getting them in shape and stuff. Like, I guess, does she just have loads of time? But we find out that she's... I don't know. It's exhausting but funny that all the children are pulling their teeth out.
Yeah.
We see all the kids posing up for a school photo, and when they smile, they're all missing their teeth.
Yeah.
This is a very plausible TikTok trend, if you ask me.
Yeah, bloody gaps where their teeth should be. Students toothless, says the school paper. We see a car pull up at school. 3 mums get out and march to the principal's office. We see Carrie run up to Bobby. She passed the scholarship exam to biology camp, she says. The tooth fairy helped her study and now she can go.
Hooray.
Bobby congratulates her weakly.
Yeah.
You don't seem happy for me, she says. Suddenly, Katherine crash lands at the school. Katherine, what are you doing here, she says, and runs over and hugs Katherine. I was watching the monitor, says Katherine. Carrie, I couldn't help but come down and congratulate you. You never told me your name, says Bobby. It's Katherine, says Katherine. Everybody knows that, says Carrie. I didn't, says Bobby furiously, even though he never asked, and he storms off.
Yeah. So Bobby's upset because he discovered the Tooth Fairy. He feels like he has a sort of sense of ownership over the Tooth Fairy phenomenon. But now the Tooth Fairy has been spending a lot more time with other kids who she presumably likes more.
Likes more than this jerk.
Also, maybe, Bobby, if you had smashed your teeth out like all the other children, Bobby seems to still have a full mouth of children. He used Trevor's teeth once.
A full mouth of children?
Oh, sorry. No, not that. A full mouth of children's teeth, I mean.
Sure.
Okay, where were we? Bobby, okay, oh my God, I feel like my world is spinning.
We see the moms from earlier berating the principal for their children's tooth-related manias. I will speak to the boy. I will speak with his father one more time, says the principal. These moms are out for Bobby's blood.
Yeah.
Katherine runs to Bobby, but he says, it's okay. You're obviously too busy right now. And he storms off.
Oh, dear. Raoul is here as well.
Raoul comes in and tells Katherine that it's Judgment Day up in Limbo Land and she has to come now. Oh, no.
Needless to say, the music begins, because what could be more appropriate for Katherine being told it's Judgment Day than... We see Katherine being dragged unwilling to a trailer marked Judgment. Inside, it's a boring room with some judges sat behind desks.
Yeah, one of them is Mrs. Peacock from Clue. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Katherine walks in and says, I was just thinking, wouldn't it look swell if you had maybe a couple of lamps or a candle or two? My note is that I think this maybe was just Kirstie Alley critiquing the set, and they were filming.
Wouldn't it be nicer if you had some props and stuff?
Yeah.
But yes,
she is going. Okay.
Yeah. This is the film.
Oh, sorry. Is this the film? Right. Sorry.
This is all in the film.
Okay. Well, in that case,
let me just do the cabbage patch. Very good. She's asked, when you accepted your position as tooth person, were you completely clear on the rules governing your behaviour? Yes, admits Katherine. And yet repeatedly you broke those rules. On the surface, it's an open and shut case, says the judge. Another judge, they're all called Joe for some reason, chimes in. He says, the data is a little confusing. The tooth bank is overflowing. Retrieval is up to 47%. And according to our latest poll data, the Tooth Fairy approval rating is at an all-time high.
Wow.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
How is this poll being conducted?
When did Tooth Fairy approval dip? When were people like, I hope this fairy doesn't come and get my tooth?
Come and get my teeth.
Sitting up all night with a shotgun pointed at the pillow.
Nonetheless, they say, we are denying your entrance into heaven. Yes, says Rogers.
Yay.
Katherine throws herself on the mercy of the Joes. We are, however, giving you one more week to clean up your act, but one more infraction. Well, you can guess what the outcome will be, says Joe.
You'll literally burn forever in the sulphurous lake of hell, is the implication. So Kirstie Alley goes right back to her office and watches on the monitors the parents and principal argue in a school hall. What kind of father truly lets his child believe in the Tooth Fairy? They shout at Bobby's dad. Bobby's dad has undergone a sort of off-camera personality swap at this point, and he goes, This kind of father. If my son says it's true, then it's true. And guess what? Says Bobby's dad, grinning ear to ear like a madman. I believe in the Tooth Fairy.
That's right.
This does not calm down the other parents, as you can imagine.
You do, says Bobby, who is there in the hallway too, unseen. Dad turns and chuckles fondly at him.
Yep.
The principal says that the Tooth Fairy nonsense has gone way out of control. Bobby is expelled. I'm leaving, he says. Oh no, this is all my fault, says Katherine. I have to help. Raoul counsels against it, though. The Joes have forbidden it. But she says, these are my friends. I have to help Bobby. She's got to get down to earth, find him, and act fast.
Raoul's like, Katherine, you'll literally burn forever in hell if you stop this boy getting expelled from school. And she's like, will do.
No way, man.
She says you've got to act fast, so she starts tearing off her clothes.
Yeah.
I think the idea is that the bits of fabric on her big flouncy dress will slow her down, but at the end of it, the dress is only like 5% less flouncy.
She's wearing a slightly smaller dress underneath this dress. So
yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe that was the problem to begin with.
That's the problem in the first place.
Maybe pick a dress. So she charges out of there. Raoul is pleading. She says, look, Raoul, do one more thing for me. Teach me how to be visible to grown-ups. Raoul's like, no, that's the unpardonable. But she won't be stopped, and she goes into her trailer and slams the door. And she's gone into the trailer marked The World. Raoul stands outside and says and does nothing, and the shot holds for about 10 seconds before fading slowly to black.
Really struggling to meet the 90 minutes.
Yes.
What if you added 10 seconds of pointless nothing to the end of every shot?
I guess that could help.
That might do it.
It might help cumulatively, you know? Yeah, it could work.
So back at school, in the theatre, Bobby's dad and the moms argue. The kids, they have a bitter row. The kids all run up and say that they'll have to be expelled too. Katherine materialises. She's here, look, she's here, say the kids, but the principal can't see them. Stop messing around, kids. Get back to class now.
They're on the stage in the auditorium, and Katherine materialises between two children who are dressed like a devil and an angel, even though clearly no play is being rehearsed and there are no other children or teaching professionals in the room.
Those kids have died and have been assigned the roles of devil and angel.
Sure.
That's what's going on.
That makes sense, yeah. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Principal, says Katherine. All the kids can see her.
In the sort of way that Robin Williams would have made really likeable.
Yeah. All the kids can see her and they're like, she's here, she's here. Who's here, say the grown-ups. The Tooth Fairy. There's no Tooth Fairy. Get back to class, roar the grown-ups.
Yeah.
So Katherine is frustrated because the grown-ups can't see her. Bobby is delighted, though. He's like, you came back for me. Their rift is healed. Bobby's dad is like fully into the Tooth Fairy now. He's like, is she really here? She's right there, says Bobby, pointing to nothing. Your dad is dreamy, says Katherine. He waves a hand roughly around where she is.
Yeah.
She thinks you're dreamy, says Bobby to his dad. And for ages, she then stands there going, bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
bum.
Well, she's trying to become visible, and she's like, Raoul said everything would be okay as long as I let my guard down.
Bum, bum.
And then she's like, okay, time to let my guard down. And then she starts hopping around and going dum bum 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 and doing the cabbage patch. She dances around some more. I've written, God, this film was out of ideas. Get back to class now, children, yells the principal again. Bum 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 bum, says Catherine, and does the cabbage patch some more.
Yeah.
Thanks for trying, says Bobby. We're still friends, right? They hug. Suddenly the adults can all see her for no reason.
Yeah. As she hugs Bobby, there's a twinkly sound and she fades up to 100% opacity. Who's the prom queen? The parents ask, amazed. Catherine does some weak comedy about how she's wearing pink and white after Labour Day and then tells everyone she's the Tooth Fairy. One of the parents faints. Dad is clapping and going, oh, yeah. She grabs one of the parents for a bollocking.
Yeah.
Which is like an odd priorities because I guess all she really needs to get across is like, look, the Tooth Fairy is real. Tell your children to stop smashing out their teeth and spend more time with them because they all have problems that they want to talk about.
Yeah. She says, you don't understand kids. They're living in a different world, one you left behind a long time ago. But you know what? They're not going to be there for very long. So why don't you just let them have it now? At this point, Rogers marches in and arrests her.
Yeah, Rogers and... I thought at this point, Rogers and Raoul would march in and be like, hey, that's what you needed to do. Now you
truly learned the meaning of being the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, now you can go to heaven. But instead, they drag her away screaming. She's like, I just wanted to say goodbye. So Rogers has like gloved hands and she's sort of like got one covering Catherine's mouth and she's like wrestling her, dragging her painfully into a blue sky backdrop. All the children and adults can see as she's dragged out of the mortal realm and into hell.
Yeah.
Credits.
Yeah, brilliant. Good ending. No, what happens instead is in Limbo, we see Rogers frog marching Catherine. She says, never since the great molar scandal of 42 has something of this magnitude occurred, brackets question mark. The whole Tooth Fairy program is in jeopardy. Never interact with a mortal. It's not your place to get involved. And they have a bitter row. Yeah.
Shouldn't I get involved? Catherine kicks and screams. Why, you never got involved with anyone, says Rogers. Maybe I didn't get involved because I was frightened, says Catherine, because if I thought I really loved somebody and had a heterosexual marriage with them and had children and took them to Disneyland, then they would go away like my...
Maybe I didn't get involved because I was frightened. Maybe I thought if I really loved somebody that they would go away like my... Never mind. I know better now. Do you? Yes, I do. Start! Take her to the elevator! Music! Joe, listen, boys, you don't really want to do this. Raoul, help me here.
It's gonna be okay, Captain.
It's not gonna be okay. This is not what things look like when they're gonna be okay. They're taking me to the elevator. Hey, boys, you can party tonight, huh?
I'll take that, Dr. Lewis.
Rogers, go to hell!
You can hear there the musical choice for the elevator to hell. Again, music supervisor is going through something, I think.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
So she's crammed into the elevator. Roger grabs her wand. Rogers, go to hell, she screams, but the whistle is blown and the elevator sucks down into the ground.
Yeah, we get flashbacks of Catherine's life as she screams and is lowered in. Okay. It's mostly that one childhood visit to the dentist and scenes from this film.
Yeah, okay, but they have clearly run out of scenes that look meaningful.
Yeah.
This is all soundtracked to It's a Heartache by Bonnie Tyler. So in black and white, we sort of montage through the events of the film, and then in colour, we recap the first 20 minutes up to the accident. Some of the shots are just so weird, though. Like, we get a slow-mo shot of the gloved hands covering Catherine's face from behind when she's dragged away screaming.
That happened like 10 seconds ago.
It happened 10 seconds ago, and it wasn't a sentimental or meaningful point. It was just when she was being, like, forcefully dragged across a stage.
Yeah, it's just like random shots from the film replayed.
It goes on for way too long. But it does end eventually, which is good. And it ends with the screech of tyres of the accident because the recap has sort of brought us back up to the point where she died.
Death. Yeah. So we see that again. Catherine Katherine, says her friend Mindy. You okay? Says the bike messenger. Please let me into heaven, pleads Katherine. Katherine, relax. Everything's okay, says Mindy. This isn't hell, she says. No, it's Main Street, says the bike messenger. Was this all a dream? I'm fine. I have patients to see, she says, stands up and walks out of the street. She sees that Raoul is there on the street holding flowers. You've been given a second chance. Make the most of it, he says. And then she looks over and sees Rogers, who is now a traffic cop. I'm watching you, she mouths.
And then, even though they're not in limbo, the music starts again. So she strides happily into her office and starts making good on her hollow life, like Endgame Scrooge.
Yeah, she's going full Scrooge on Christmas morning. She gives flowers to her receptionist. She says that maybe her and Dan would want to come over and have dinner with her.
Whoa.
I make a good chicken masala. Wait, you're vegetarian. I know that about you. I'll make vegetarian lasagna instead and take the rest of the day off. You deserve it.
Yeah. You have a patient, says the amazed and delighted receptionist. His name is, and she completes, Bobby Jameson. Now, what happens next is probably this film's biggest crime, if you ask me. And as you'll have heard, this film has a lot of crimes. But this, I just cannot square this circle. Okay.
All right.
So, she goes in to see Bobby. Katherine, says Bobby from the dentist chair. You guys know each other, says the receptionist. We're old friends, says Bobby. And when they're left alone, Bobby says, what are you doing here? She's gone.
She was,
okay.
Time rewound.
Time rewound to the point of the accident. Everything all of her interactions with Bobby happened after after the point of the accident. We know this for certain. I mean, there's no reason why that wouldn't be the case, but we know it for certain because of the scene where Mindy's clearing out her empty apartment. Yeah. And it's like, oh, so she's definitely dead. And then, so Katherine goes back to the day that she died, the day she'd never met Bobby. Yeah. But now Bobby's got an appointment, and Bobby's like, oh, hey, Katherine, the Tooth Fairy, good to see you.
Okay, it must be very important to the ending of this film that Bobby remembers Katherine and has a lasting memory of her for the rest of his life. Yeah. So,
or else why would you why would you
do this?
Why would you blunder so catastrophically this really quite simple timeline?
Yeah. Anyway, Bobby says that his last baby tooth has to come out. She removes it, and then he forgets her.
She yanks the baby tooth out with her bare hands and then says, anyway, Bobby, like I was saying, I just wanted to thank you for all that you... And he's sort of staring at her blankly.
He's all perplexed, yeah. Of course, his innocence is gone now.
You don't remember me, do you? She whispers, crying. You're my new dentist, says Bobby. That's right. She chokes back sobs.
And a darn good one at that.
And a darn good one. Then Dad walks in.
Yeah.
He was just parking the car.
Or something.
Have we met before? He says, looking at her. And they stare at each other for ages.
They fall instantly and deeply in love with each other.
Here's the answer to your question. No, you've never met before. Because she hasn't come back.
None of that happened.
She hasn't come back to the end of the film's timeline. It's you, he says, impossibly, and grins. I'm Thomas. He introduces himself.
So if you see the Tooth Fairy after you've lost all your baby teeth, you can retain a memory of her. But if you see the Tooth Fairy with at least one baby tooth in your head, and then that baby tooth gets removed, then you lose all memory of the Tooth Fairy.
I don't give a about Thomas. I don't give a about Thomas the dad retaining his memory of the Tooth Fairy. I care that he's retained his memory of the Tooth Fairy back in time before he saw the Tooth Fairy or before this dentist even died. So like long days before she even became the Tooth Fairy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So Dad says, you want to be sure and take that tooth for the Tooth Fairy, looking meaningfully at Katherine. Yeah, right, says little Bobby. Like I believe in the Tooth Fairy. And Dad smiles at Katherine knowingly. You'd be surprised, she whispers meaningfully.
Yeah. The music's sort of sad piano now, which is not really the right pick either.
No. The events of Thomas meeting Katherine happened days or weeks or possibly even months after this calendar date. So here are the possibilities. Maybe Mindy and Katherine and the cyclist have had weeks of time stolen.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Maybe this actually isn't a time rewind. Maybe she's been put back on Earth and magically her memories and Mindy's memories and the cyclist who killed her's memories have been altered, so they're kind of brought up to speed. But that doesn't make sense because she's just finished her lunch break when she like goes back to her dentist surgery. It's like, oh, you're back from your lunch break early.
No time has passed.
No time has passed. Okay, so they leave. They go to leave, and Katherine runs after Thomas and Bobby. Do you like baseball? She's kind of rambling and panting at them.
Yeah.
Do you want to come to a game with me? Of course, says Thomas, smitten. We'd love to. And Bobby is also really keen because what boy wouldn't want to go to a baseball game with his dentist who he just met and who keeps crying?
his sobbing dentist his dad seems into.
Yeah, your sobbing dentist who you just met. Like, give it to the tooth fairy. You'd be surprised.
He's touching your face and implying a deeper connection.
Yeah, and then you leave and you're like, God, that was horrible. I'm glad that's over. And then she comes sprinting out the room again afterwards. You want to go to a baseball game with me?
Come to baseball. And Dad's like, yes, please.
Yes.
And you have a brief sort of like half-remembered memory of a hovering sex dad.
Is this connected to my memory of the hovering sex dad?
So they all leave.
Cupid is in the waiting
room. Behind a paper, we see that Cupid was there all along. So he has sort of like brainwashed the dad into fancying Katherine, I guess.
Yeah.
It seemed clear to me that Raoul used his connections in limbo to pull a few strings, says Katherine.
No. She says, it seemed real clear to me that Dad had used his connections in limbo to pull a few strings.
I thought she said again, Kirstie Alley's voice is basically, you can't hear what she's saying.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I watched a version with subtitles, so but Raoul would make a lot more sense using his connections in limbo. Her dad shouldn't have connections in limbo.
No,
I'm pretty
he wasn't
sure
there for very long. Dr. Green told us.
Either way, whether it's Dad or Raoul, it doesn't make sense. Raoul gives no impression that he could alter or manipulate anything. He seems to have no power in limbo. He just seems terrified, a sort of meek and shrinking figure.
If he can pull strings, why doesn't he return himself to before he became sick?
Heaven won't touch him because of what he did.
Because of what he did. She says, it's funny, no matter how hard you try, you can't close your heart forever. And the minute you open it up, you never know what will come in. Just go for it, because if you don't, there's no point in being here. Are you listening, women? Settle for any man.
Have children and take them to Disneyland.
For God's sake, we can't make this any clearer.
I don't know how we can be clearer. Come on. We've got all different areas. We've got all different rides.
Yeah.
There's something for everyone at Disneyland.
There's something for everyone. You like adventure? There's an Adventureland. You're interested in the future? There's Tomorrowland.
Yeah, we've got a haunted mansion if the kid likes scare. We've put in a lot of effort. And you won't even go to the effort of marrying any man.
Yeah, Liberty Square. We've got the Hall of Presidents. It's got all of them in there in animatronic form.
Walt Disney's just stood in the middle of his wonderful fantasy land, sort of looking around, going, "Where are all the children?"
Oh, they didn't have them.
The disaffected Gen Xers are more interested in. Oh, they're more interested in ripped jeans and new colas.
They're on vacation in Asia.
Oh dear, what a shame. They're all in
Vietnam.
They're all exploring art and great music.
We've got art here. Well, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride will cure Gen X.
It's just what they need to get out of that mindset.
Yeah. Anyway, so we
stupid dum music starts playing.
Yeah, we of course end with her doing a load of random dancing in the street.
Yeah.
She steals a rose from a passing man who understandably runs away. And then the camera pans out on Kirstie Alley going bum 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 in the middle of the pavement, and then it stops panning, but the scene doesn't end yet. Clearly the camera operator was like, and that should be plenty.
Yeah.
And now I'll just press.
Now I've just got to get down. I've just got to go around and find the switch to turn off the camera.
Yeah.
It'll take me about 10 seconds probably.
And then watch this final film like, oh, they used the whole thing. That's
they
strange.
used the whole shot, huh?
They used the lens cap being put on.
It's exactly 90 minutes.
Everything just is so stretched out. It's like every single second of footage was used. Like nothing, absolutely nothing was cut because it wasn't very good or...
What an absolute disaster this
is structurally... This is one of the worst ones we've done. Messaging-wise, it might be the worst since Pixel Perfect.
Since Pixel Perfect, yes.
Yeah. It's not. I don't know if it's worse than Pixel Perfect, because Pixel Perfect's premise was truly rancid, but it's just awful, isn't it? It's just horrible. It's just such a nasty take. I can't believe they literally have her saying, I was a good person, I treated people kindly, and I was considerate, and I was happy, and I was. And
Raoul say, but you never loved a man.
Yeah, it's like, but you did. You never had a suburban American family. Anyway, how grim.
Yeah.
Let me read you an email, Andy.
Yes, please.
You remember when we did Cheetah Girls One World? Andy, we asked for people's experience or knowledge of Bollywood, so that we could try and evaluate how good or how bad Cheetah Girls One World is in regards to that. This isn't exactly that, but it is a pretty fun email. Thank you, Rick, for sending this in. Hi, both. You asked on the podcast about anyone's experience with how Bollywood works when not cheetah-licious, and I have probably unhelpful and hopefully unrepresentative experience to share. I was in a Bollywood movie in my teens, and I'm afraid that might be the most normal sentence in this email. I was on a Morris dancing tour of London in about 2010, and on our way between performance spots, from nearly being run over by Boris Johnson on a bike to interrupting an Elvis convention in Trafalgar Square, we passed the steps by the statue of Clive of India, where it transpired a scene in a Bollywood movie was being shot. The shot involved a man, contextually presumably the male lead, walking down the steps towards the camera in time with music which was being played for him to keep time with, but on seeing half a dozen teams of Morris dancers approaching, the director apparently had the brainwave, what better visual shorthand for London, England than Morris dancers, and called us over. We quickly worked out a bit of new choreography with him on the spot, without ever consulting a script or a choreographer, which is about a dozen of us in formation behind the guy walking down the steps, dancing down the steps in sync with him, while trying not to worry about the fact dancing down a flight of stone steps is a terrible idea. And then we went on our merry way with no idea of what the scene was, what the film was, whether that shot got used, or whether the film even made it to screen, and absolutely no notion of payment crossed anyone's minds. I've never been able to find anything about the film the scene was for, with or without Morris dancers. I don't know if that's normal for Bollywood or London, to be honest, but it was a weird day. Thank you, Rick. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, the odds of anyone knowing what this film is are vanishingly slim, if indeed it was a real film and not an elaborate prank that was being played.
Yeah, but if you have seen this film, write in and we can help Rick out.
I would absolutely love to be able to find this. Also, I think it's entirely possible that this Bollywood film was directed by the uncle from Cheetah Girls One World, especially when you say he saw some people passing and was like, hey, that looks free. Maybe
free dancers.
Free dancers.
Yeah, it's an uncle movie. Yeah.
Uncle, it's one of those uncle movies. Thank you, Rick. That's brilliant. Well, I mean, yeah, well done for getting involved, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I guess if it ever happens again, which it definitely won't, maybe try and get paid though. Right. If you want to email the podcast and tell us your experiences of the Tooth Fairy, maybe you had a story of the Tooth Fairy that was different from a Tooth Fairy when you were a kid.
Maybe you were a big fan of Ratoncito Perez or Topolino.
Yeah, let us know.
L'esquilú de los Dientes, the tooth squirrel from Cantabrian.
Email us at mumcan'tcookpod@gmail.com. We read all your emails, and yeah, they are a constant joy. I love checking in with the inbox every day. It's a delight. Andy, what decom are we going to do next?
The next decom we're doing, Luke, is 2011's Lemonade Mouth.
Okay, it's a big one, right? I know nothing about it, except that it is a frequent request.
It's a big one. It's an hour and 51 minutes.
What? Are you serious?
I am serious.
Cancel
but also,
not doing
it's a big one because people do enjoy this, I think.
Why? Why do they enjoy such a long film?
Well, I'll tell you. I'll read you the description.
Okay.
Be heard. Be strong.
What?
Be proud. It's time to turn up the music and have some fun. When 5 ragtag freshmen first meet in detention, it seems they have nothing in common. But through music, they form an unbreakable bond and discover they have the makings of the greatest high school garage band in history.
Wow. Okay.
In the face of incredible odds, Olivia, Stella, Wen, Mohini, and Charlie find that they can make a real difference when they learn to lean on each other and let go of everything holding back their dreams.
Okay. Yeah. Now, it sounds like this is a kids' movie about some kids who form a garage band, which I'm extremely into. But
extremely excited for.
That was a very, very schmaltzy and earnest description that makes me very wary.
That makes you even more excited, I bet.
So we'll see. I liked how the first line sounded like like a tagline for B movie.
Be heard, be strong, B movie. Be a bee. Yeah, so that is coming up next time on Mum Can't Cook. But if you can't wait 2 weeks for a new episode, then why not join up at the Extra Helpings Patreon over at patreon.com/extra helpings, where in the off weeks, Luke and I are currently recapping the Disney adjacent supernatural children's TV show Erie, Indiana, which is great. It's little self-contained horror sci-fi short stories every week that are all absolutely insane. And if you enjoy that, there are 3 seasons of So Weird, the Disney Channel original TV series, which is the same concept.
Yep.
But there's also a travelling family band in it.
I cannot stress enough, listener, how if you are listening to the main feed of Mum Can't Cook, you are only getting half of the podcast that we put out. It is a whole other entire podcast just waiting for you there to unlock and enjoy, with all of its own bizarre in-jokes running themes. And my God, it is hard to keep them straight in my mind between which one is which. We do our best.
I keep wanting to reference things.
I know.
And you know the patron names at the end keep talking about an ATM that jacks you off. And if you don't, if you haven't listened to the bonus podcast, you'll just think that's a bizarre thing for them to be saying.
Exactly. There's context for it. Not a lot, but there's some. Go check it out, patreon.com/extra helpings. Also, if you want merch, and why wouldn't you, because we've got some cracking designs, go to momcan'tcookmerch.com. We've got a recently added design. It's a beautiful The Mouses of Nature and It Knows No Greed t-shirt. It's a lovely sort of kind of folkloric design that I think is really, really lush. So yeah, maybe go check that out. Maybe you want that on a tote bag or a t-shirt.
It's Luke's very favourite item of clothing.
Yes, it is. I love it.
So,
deeply,
also
deeply.
mine.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. I think I've completed Limbo.
Have you?
Now by recapping this movie? So I guess I can go to heaven.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got bad news regarding my own service. Yeah. When I was being a Babadook, a kid saw me on my phone.
Oh.
Yeah, I smuggled in like a burner phone, just to sort of check Instagram.
So you could check and go on the gram.
Yeah, go on the the Babadook internet is so funny.
Such good memes.
Yeah. It's just really choice memes, and everyone's really nice on there. So I love it. And but yeah, unfortunately, a kid saw me, so it's the elevator for me.
The elevator for you. All right. Well, let me just. Well, surely we've got some more appropriate music for the elevator than that. Let's see what we got here. Walking on Sunshine by Casey and the Sunshine Band. Let me cue that up. All right. Thanks for listening, folks. I'll be back next week from heaven. Maybe Luke can get a podcasting mic in hell. Probably. Actually, it's almost certainly all podcasters down there.
Oh, yeah.
So, see you next time.
Got incredible facilities for podcasting down in hell.
Hey, Luke, busy day ahead for us here in Limbo.
Yeah, it is. A lot of sinners out there who need correcting.
Yeah, we've had a whole bunch of new arrivals and we've got to assign them to their new roles down here.
All right. Let's get to it.
Or up here, or in the middle.
Hit me with them.
Where is Limbo? In the middle, probably.
In the middle.
Somewhere in the middle.
In the middle.
So yeah, look at this. Look at this lot. Phil Stevens, Hannah Kirchner, Moist Drippings, Quinn is Teething, Michael Hayden, Prince Reynard, Danny Bowyer, Smash Savannah Burger Boys and Girl, and Danny Cap. I reckon we should assign them to be the new Krampus. That's right. They're going to be a half goat figure, and they're going to torment naughty children at Christmas.
Yeah.
That should teach them the error of their ways. They could learn to love and maybe find a partner.
I think Krampus does learn to love often.
Yeah.
Most Christmases. Well, over here, look, coming through our gates, we've got Jack Fabian, the gentle but firm alabaster hand of Mr. Wilson, Andy's parents, travelling chip salesman, Carl Clev, Matt S., Julian Rundlet, Nurse Jake, Who Needs to Sleep, Give Me Gravity Rip or Give Me Death, and Kyle Bain. I think we should assign them to be the new Honey Monster, the mascot of Sugar Puffs.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still make Sugar Puffs. Just further the brand, help Sugar Puffs tell their brand story, and maybe you'll get into heaven.
Exactly. So here we've got Farmer Brown of Going to Town fame, Danny Ward, Alex and Daisy and Bailey 2, Z-Man, Ben from Finance, Sarah Mattix, Tony B, Jeebus Piers-Jones, Jonathan Kearns and Adam Steele. They're going to be the new Struel Peter, figure of sort of German folklore. They're going to appear as a tailor with a giant pair of scissors and cut the thumbs off children who suck their thumb too much. That's their job now.
Oh, okay, that's good. Chris Pryor, Autumn Holloway, Cowis, Cara Dennison, Brendan Brazier, Kate Tweedy, Carl the Jedi, Angel Beat, Yotam Fun Clara, and Homemade Mask. You will be taking on the role of the new Michelin Man. That's right. You'll just sort of, advertise restaurants and tyres, I suppose.
Yeah.
Look, I know it's a confusing brief. I don't really know what Michelin are thinking with their sort of direction.
They're only interested in two things. I admire it.
Yeah. Anyway, look, go do that. Maybe heaven.
Will Pohoretsky, popular character Travis's unpopular spin-off series, Michael Olsen, Ian Admire, Andy Meany, Lenny Cropper, Tilly Everoa, Hyperbole, Alan St. George and Louise Lola. You're going to be the new Fantastic Mr. Fox. That's right. Your job will be to sneak into the farms of unpleasant farmers and steal their food.
Yeah.
And I think they die at the end or something. It's Roald Dahl, so probably.
I think, probably. I mean, it's much more likely that Fantastic Mr. Fox would die. It's been a while since I've read it, but he probably just gets shotgunned on page 2.
In the neck. Yeah.
Shotgunned in the neck. Limps back to his den but bleeds out.
Yeah, pretty sure that's how it ends.
Meanwhile, what remains of Grandma's Carpet, Snowy Owl, Paul Stevens, Clarky the Bearded Coach Driver, Adam Snigg, Anna Petahova, Jambo No. 5, Ash, Elizabeth, and Richard Martin. Congratulations, you're the new Godzilla. Godzilla -0 is coming out later this year, so big opportunity for you there. Other than that, I guess just sort of stomp around, try and make as many major cities and people radioactive as you can, and then go back into the sea and to heaven.
Paul Stokes, Tim Craven, Blake, Liz L, The Monk, the beleaguered legal department of Things Incorporated, Zora Stingray, Lord of the Salt Doctrine, E.T. and Duchess. We're sending you to Earth to take on the role of the new Michael Eisner. That's right, you'll be in charge of the Disney Channel's entertainment output.
Sorry.
You'll be commissioning movies, deciding on park expansions, that sort of thing, and just making poor impulse decisions based around what you think is entertaining. Like, for example, crashing elevators. So good luck.
Good luck with that. Ryan Medema, Exploding Horse Corpses are good, actually. Mike Cavanagh, Book Monster, Lucas Johnson, Purple Disarray, Dave Goddard, Minnie, Sea Hunter, and Business Corgi. You will be the new R2-D2, okay? R2-D2 is the most popular Star Wars character. It's a big responsibility. Your job will mostly be to sort of fall over and go bloop, bloop, bloop. Mm-hmm. And people will be coming up to you all the time saying, why didn't you use that jetpack that it seemed like you had, where that could have really helped Luke Skywalker? And you'll just have to sort of bleep in a way that says...
Prepare an answer for that, because you will be asked it a lot.
Yeah, prepare an answer, but it has to be bleeps. If you say anything that's not a bleep, elevator.
It's bleeped because it's all swears.
It's swearing.
So, yeah,
swearing.
It's non-stop swearing from R2-D2. Crescentia Che, Andrew the Osteogent, Chase Baker, Courtney Rail, Andrea Pallas, Bears Aren't Native to Britain, hashtag Lame of Thrones, Keith Hall, Eclair, Limited Patience brackets Kiz, and Will Thomas. You are going to be the new laundry ape. That's right, it's the ape that steals your laundry if you leave it on the line for too long.
Yeah.
We all know him, we all love him. But the old one got tangled in some laundry and died. So we need a new one, and you're it. So get on down to earth and enjoy.
Michael Saul, Seish, John Sharplin, Mr. Wilson, the Happy Ending ATM, Daniel Rogers, A.D. Mueller, that one Irish lad who lives down the road, and Come Back Here, You Gremlins. You will be Sam the Laundry Lad, the popular folkloric character who chases and eventually catches the laundry monkey, ape. What was it? Chimp?
Yeah, the laundry ape.
The laundry
chimp.
Ape, yeah.
Some call him the laundry chimp. That's true.
Some call him in France.
Some
he's known as the laundry
local cultures around the world have different names for him.
Le chimp de laundoir.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're the folkloric character who plays his magic fife, which sends the ape to sleep, and then when the ape is asleep, he's rolled off a cliff
to his death.
So do that, or you'll go to hell.
Finally, just turning up here in limbo is Ethan Pearson, Simon Gansel, Hef, Clint Hannah Lopez, Brody Tyrrell, Adam Cuddy Routh, Christoph, and Crapolio. You are the new Moana.
Oh, good, great.
What does that mean in this context? I don't know, but Good luck to you.
Figure it out or go to hell.
One day we'll know how far you go. So have fun. And yeah, try not to go to hell.
Oh, no.
Good luck, everybody out there.
Hang on.
I want to see some hustle.
I've just had word. Some of our limbo employees have rolled the wrong ape off of a cliff.
Oh.
It wasn't the laundry ape. It was an innocent ape. Oh.
Not the innocent ape.
I know you're saying, is there are no innocent apes?
None of them are free from sin.